Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Kiri. I help lead the creator program over here at Luma, and I have with me today the wonderful Cameron from Rad TV. And I just wanted to thank you all for being here, give a quick introduction to myself. I know many of you are familiar with me, and if you're not, just give a quick intro and then pass everything over to Cam, who's just been incredible. We're really excited about what we have to share with you all today. So I just wanted to, again, thank all of you for coming. I appreciate you all taking the time out of your busy days to be here. We are recording this Spaces, so we will have a recording for those who can't make it. And in the latter half, we will likely open this up for questions. So feel free to stick around or put your questions in the chat. But with that being said, I'm Kiri. I lead the creator program efforts here at Luma. If you have applied to the creator program and have not heard back from me yet, also please be a little patient with me on that. I'm still processing those applications. For those of you who are in the program, you've been doing some amazing and incredible work. Many of you have been asking questions about Rad. I know a lot of you have a great relationship with them and have already been doing a lot of work on Rad specifically. So a common theme that came up was reaching out, and we did. Cameron was absolutely incredible when I reached out to explore some options for all of you who are Luma creators. And with that being said, I'd love to introduce Cam and have him give some more details about this exciting new partnership we have for you all today. Hey, Cam, how are you?
Hi, Kiri. Thanks so much for having us. And I see Tony in the audience. Our CEO is here as well, and so many familiar faces and accounts. Hello, everyone. Level Up, Benny, Glenn, Nancy, Altered. Hi, everyone. I know I'm leaving a ton of people out, but just wanted to say hi to a couple people we saw. Thank you so much for the wonderful intro, Kiri. It's been a wild couple days talking with Kiri and getting things lined up for you all, and we are very excited to share what we have for you today. Before we get too deep down that hole, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Rad TV and myself. My name's Cameron. I'm head of community at Rad TV. I've been here just about 4 years now, and we recently rolled out our creator portal, and we rolled that out earlier this year, as many of you are already familiar. And we are distributing creator content to every device in the world and allowing creators to monetize day one. And we are super excited to have a special feature for you guys today for Luma creators that we have rolled out, and excited to share some of those details and what you all can look forward to. We got, a ton of stuff going on over at Rad, and we've been building all year. We built several new apps this year, including Amazon Fire. We built Android TV and Android mobile apps, and we built brand new PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 apps. And our PSVR 2 app just got a major update yesterday. If anybody here listening has a PlayStation 5 or a PSVR 2, you're about to be very excited about what we have coming with Luma Labs and Kiri setting this up. Before we get too far down the road, though, I would like to give a shout out to all the creators that have made this possible. This is it's really been an incredible couple months, and shout out to Terry, Bijou in the audience. I see so many people here that have contributed to our community. Michael Finney, longtime Rad user, one of our earliest and most prolific users. What an awesome creator he is, and excited to see everything he's doing. So today, I don't know if I want to give the news or let Kiri give the news. What do you think, Kiri?
I think you should give it, Cam. I'm so excited. You did so much hard work on it.
All right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we won't delay you any longer. So what we've decided to do is Luma AI and Rad TV have partnered up to add a pretty cool feature to the radtv.com platform. And we are going to be featuring Luma creators across our entire ecosystem. And if you want to go to Kiri's page right now on X, I'll repost it on ours as well. You can see right now the top post to this space and the top reply to Kiri's post for this space, and we just reposted it onto our timeline. You can click that link right now and go to radtv.com, and you can see a specific Luma Creators page that is a category specifically just for Luma Creators. And we have a ton of exciting stuff that we're going to be rolling out for this. We're going to make it super, super guarded so that this can't be abused and that only the creative partners for Luma Labs are getting their work showcased here. That feature carousel will feature the creators in the community, and this will put Luma creators front and center across all Rad TV's ecosystem. So Luma creators can easily start to organize, find each other, and connect in new and amazing ways. And, we've really heard a lot of community asking for a way, like people want to know where to upload right now. People are unsure, what's the right platform for me? Why am I choosing to upload to this platform? What purpose does it serve? What is my goal? And everybody on here, a lot of people on here that have had conversations with me know that my first ask to any creator I speak with is, what is your goal for your content? Because, it's one thing to approach that from a platform perspective and say, we're building for you, but then all the questions are about helping us, and we are very serious. We're creators ourselves at Rad, and we are very passionate about what we're building. So when Kiri reached out and trying to see some cool ways that we could connect, our goal is really to put creators front and center everywhere. And Rad's North Star is that if creators are successful with Rad's platform, Rad is going to be successful. It's not about Rad finding success. It's about creators finding success. And if we can help you all connect more with community, organize your content better, connect with your Luma Labs partners and creative community better, we feel like that's a win, period. And now that you're on a platform that you can monetize without restrictions, you guys can connect more efficiently and start to monetize and distribute your content to every device. No more waiting on a gatekeeper, no more waiting to monetize until you have thousands of followers or tons of hours of content consumed. You're ready to go today. And you can go to Rad TV right now, create your channel. If you are a Luma Labs creator and you don't have a channel yet, go get a channel set up, drop a link to us or Kiri, drop it to Kiri, and once Kiri verifies you as a creator, she'll let us know, and we'll make sure that you are surfaced and discoverable across all Rad TV apps and our entire ecosystem. And we're really excited about this. We think it's going to open up the door for connectivity, and it's really going to strengthen the community across the AI space. We feel like we're watching a lot of the work be scattered into a lot of places, and people are wondering, why am I uploading here? Why am I uploading there? And there's 100 reasons of why you're uploading to whatever platform you're choosing. But today at Rad TV, we really hope you see the ability to connect with creators, to the possibility that you could monetize, whether today or in the future, and the ability to easily organize your AI content as you're continuing this journey. Because we know, Kiri and I had a long talk about this yesterday. Tony, who's in the audience, I'm going to invite Tony up as a speaker if you'd like to join, Tony. We talk about this all the time. People feel like we're pretty far down this. Some people on the outside feel like we're pretty far down this path, and we feel like we're not even scratching the surface. Like, we are really just beginning here, and we're so excited to see what you all create with Luma's tools and with everything you all have available today. And with unlimited distribution and monetization, the sky's the limit. You can really, do what you want with your career and make this foundational and really start to build a home here. We've been building for 10 years. This isn't something that just popped up. There are people that have been customers of our in this chat for years, and we just raised our subscription prices. I'm proud to work at a company that can actually say we've never raised subscription prices on any of our subscribers from day. If you've been a subscriber from day one, you pay that same price that you paid 10 years ago. And as we've increased our prices, only the new subscribers are charged that. So, we're continuing to deliver value, and we think that this is the next step in that. And with that, we're happy to take any questions that you all have. As you check out the channel right now, the category channel on Rad TV, you can see the Luma Creators headline. You can see that there's the most recent content. You can see there's creator channels there, and we'll be fleshing this out over the next several days. We'd love to hear feedback from you all about what you would like to see, the way you would like this to work. And this is just day one. We're just getting started, and Kiri and I have been talking for a couple days, and this is a good starting point for us. And we feel like it's up only from here. We're excited about the possibilities, and we know that you guys are going to lead us in the right direction. So we're really looking to you to, provide that feedback. Let us know what you want to see so we can make it happen. And, it's a very exciting time. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Kiri, and maybe Tony would like to say something. I see Taher requested. We'll definitely open this up for questions. So no rush here. Happy to take any questions you all have, and get everybody off to a good start and make sure that we're getting Luma creators at the top of the funnel, and getting you all surfaced and discoverable on Rad TV and more in fun ways. And with that, I'll say again, thank you so much, Kiri. Luma Labs has been incredible. You've been incredible, and very excited to roll this out. Kiri or Tony, would you guys, either of you, like to add anything?
Yeah, I absolutely can. Yeah, thank you again, Kiri, for having us. And we, I mean, Cam pretty much said it all. We're pumped about this, mostly because, we're creators ourselves. We've seen every new technology come and go, and this, world of AI creation in particular has been really interesting in terms of, how fast it's moved, and how, it's empowered individuals and studios to create really professional content. But, on both ends of the spectrum, there's challenges in terms of getting that art and, vision out. And so the premium end of the spectrum is kind of shut down, and, you deal with all kinds of issues at that end of the spectrum. And the social end of the spectrum, it's kind of disaggregated, and, people are just scattering content around everywhere. And so we've faced these challenges ourselves, and, we're platform builders, and we love technology. We've been, in crypto for more than 10 years. We've been playing around with VR for more than 10 years. I've been playing around with AI now for years. And so we deeply love these things, and to see people creating real professional content and pouring their heart and souls into this, like, we've lived that ourselves and built platforms for that specifically. And so, we're super excited about this. Yeah. And I think Cam kind of nailed the rest of it. So,
yeah. Well, thanks. Kiri, we're kind of seeing, we're still feeling out the process of how the flow is going to go, of verifying you all and how you're going to be marking content coming into the system. And we'll be making updates and more announcements and information available as it becomes available. But our engineers are working hard, and we have some really cool plans in place. So today, as I said, you can go to radtv.com, and you can check out the link there that we have set up for you. Here in just a little bit, we'll have a link on the homepage that will be live that says Luma Creators. So as soon as you land on radtv.com, you're going to see Luma Creators right there, able to click on it and find your community right where you are. We also recently rolled out a following feed, and we just saw some updates we literally just minutes ago saw updates to this in Android mobile, and it looks amazing. So, very similar to other social feeds, you're going to be able to come into Rad, and you're going to be able to go right to your feed that you're following, your Luma Creator program. You're going to be able to connect with them easily by following their accounts. Go into your following feed and see all their newest uploads in absolute highest definition possible, 4K everywhere, and really beautiful streaming quality. Tony's been doing this for a long time, and he's very passionate about the quality of streams. And we actually been getting quite a few compliments over the past 2 weeks about how great our streams look across devices. And that whole time, like right before that, and the whole time we're getting those compliments, Tony saying it's not good enough, and he's building an entirely new encoding system of like, it's getting better. And so, like, if you think Rad looks good today, our new encodings are going to be even better, way better support for portrait mode, VR support across the board. And, we're really excited to be able to just kind of start this conversation and see where this goes. We think Luma's leading the charge with a lot of the tool sets here, and the community is definitely one of the most prolific communities in all of social media. I think it's, I was talking to Kiri about this. I've talked to Tony about it quite a bit as well, but I really loved the community that was built around Web3 between 2021 and late 2022. It was really special time. Of course, numbers were all up and to the right, so everybody's super excited. But when that kind of went down and we went through the crypto winter and the AI space truly started to find its real footing, I would say that this is the most powerful, most positive, most loving, most inclusive community that I've ever seen online. I've been on X since 2008, and this community is unbelievable. I'm not going to start picking out people, but it's really been an amazing few months watching you all connect and the way you guys have embraced our platform and given us feedback. So please keep it coming. It's been great to see this and just to be a part of it. And please know, I know there's people in the space right now that know that we are building, like they've literally messaged us and been like, hey, this needs fixed, and we fix it. Like Biju's had a couple of things that she's like, hey, this is a problem, and our engineers go and fix it right away. And we are literally listening and building for you all. So keep it going. And
I'll just dovetail on that a little bit too. And the Cam's dropping alpha in here. We're about to release the apps that have the mobile apps will have following feeds in them, and that came as a direct response from the AI community asking us for that, saying, I would love to see all the other people in the AI community all in one place, and just go look at a feed and bang, you see all the best in the industry, in high quality, right? So that was a direct response to a request from AI creators that are just crushing it right now with great content, but can't find it. So that'll be out in the mobile app soon. And then we have to go through and of course update all the TV apps to get that kind of model in there, but that'll be in there. And then likes and comments are coming soon, likely before the holidays, but the engineers, nobody's sleeping right now, so we'll see kind of where that goes. But yeah, lots of fun stuff really coming out of just us listening and trying to understand how best we can bring the community all in one place, because we're using these tools ourselves. We're playing around, we're creating. It's just an incredible environment for how people can create more faster and tell stories in a unique and different and new way. And this is the animated horse, from the olden days with the train coming at the screen, in a movie theater days. This is a completely new paradigm. And so we're just listening and learning as much as we can and kind of building together. So yeah, but I know we've been talking for a while, so we can also take some questions. We're just like,
let's do it. Let's open it up.
There,
Yeah, I think Tahir had a question, and Winston had a question as well. You're both welcome to speak. You're both got the floor.
First of all, thank you so much, Kiri, and thank you so much, guys, Rad TV, Tony, for conducting this wonderful session.
Hey, Tahir, can you get closer to your mic for us, please? We're having a hard time hearing you. Sorry to interrupt you, but I want to make sure everybody can hear you clearly.
Yeah, is it clear? Am I audible now?
Yeah, it just sounds kind of muffled. You sound pretty muffled. Is everybody else hearing that as well? I just want to make sure it's not just for me.
It's a little better, but yeah, it's a little muffled.
Yeah, a little better. Yeah, try. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so I just wanted to wanted to know one thing. Right now the platform supports cryptocurrency, right? And do we have any other payment method apart from that? Because not everybody has crypto accounts. So is this possible in the future?
Yeah. So essentially, there's two ways. Consumers can subscribe with a $4.99 kind of monthly type thing. We also introduced a Stream Pass, which is essentially an NFT that is a one-time purchase, and it unlocks the subscription forever, and it can even be resold, right? Which is the kind of the power of NFTs. It's a complete upending of how a subscription should work, but it's that you get both. Essentially, you get both options. Monetizing with and selling your content as individual pieces of content. We introduced that on the blockchain, But we also have the ability to include your content into the subscription as well. And so that's just a little bit more of a dance because we have to get your bank account information and things like that. So we're working on actually improving that. So you can essentially just create an account. We can approve you, and then we can start actually tracking everything via the blockchain, and then ultimately get you to a place where you can receive a payout. And then you can kind of decide if you want to convert that payout to dollars or convert that to cryptocurrency. But we absolutely hear you. I think we kind of call it Web 2.5. We want there to be a world where you can accept dollars and address and get your storytelling out to a larger audience, but still attract a new audience and sell in a new way, which is via smart contracts and getting paid instantly. So it's a little bit of both.
Got it, got it. That's amazing. And my last question is it possible for us, like for creator like us, to if I want to like showcase my film as a premiere exclusively to be released on Rad TV, maybe like we can do that, right? I mean, is there any possibilities?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're talking to me, just so anybody knows, I'm always in our DMs on Discord and on X. And if you're DMing anyone on our X account, it's me, Cameron, and you can always find me in Discord as well. If any of you want to set up something that is a timed release, don't hesitate to drop us a message. We'll get that on the calendar. We'll work out promo with you. This is what we love to do. This isn't something, that is new to us. We've been doing this for years, and we're excited that you're excited, and we want to work with you. However you're dropping your content, we want to be a part of that. So today you can come to Rad TV, create an account, all for free, totally for free, start monetizing for free. And if you have a date, say you're releasing on New Year's Eve or, what, 4th of July, whatever your summer blockbuster time frame is for you, just let us know what that date is. And if the more you're willing to do, the more we can do. So if you're willing to send us images that are helping promote that content, if you want to line up a full release, we're happy to do that. You want to come and talk to us about your content and have an open space with us like this on X. That's a part of our NFTV show that we do.
Dedicated to you.
Just dedicated to you as an artist for your release. That's something we're happy to do. We're literally just working with you all and want to put your content in front of as many eyes and ears as possible. And like I said at the top, our goal is to make creators successful and to meet you where you are. Our goal is to meet your goals, not to meet our goals. Our goal is your goal. So we are really making ourselves as available as possible. So if you have something you want to do not hesitate. Our DMs are open right now. Send us a DM. I will get to them as soon as possible, and we can start getting your content set up. If you're totally new to Web3, I've onboarded more people to Web3 than anybody else on earth. I would put money on that. I will help you. I will send you your first ETH on base. I will walk you through the entire process. I'm not an anonymous person on the internet. You can look me up on LinkedIn. Tony and I both use our full names. We are publicly available, so you can see you're actually talking to a real person, not just somebody on the internet. And we're happy to answer any questions you have privately or publicly. Keep them coming. Absolutely, Tahar. Let's talk in DMs and talk about your next exclusive release. And just so anybody listening is not confused, we do not imply or request any exclusivity for your content. Your content can live wherever you want it to live. It's yours. You're in control of the distribution, uploading it to Rad TV. We don't care if it's somewhere else. We don't care if you monetize somewhere else. It's if you upload to Rad TV, you can upload it other places. If you've uploaded it somewhere else already and want to re-release on Rad TV, come and do it. It's yours. You can start right now at radtv.com just by clicking the create button at the top of the page. Everything is free for creators. Does that answer your question, Tahar?
Yes, yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You've been waiting very patiently, Winston. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Hey guys, pardon me because y'all are brand new. So, I mean, I'm brand new to y'all, so my question might be a little ignorant. But how does discovery work for y'all? Because when I was listening, y'all said that you would help like centralize all the content. And like the people I'm familiar with is like Isaac and Dreamflare. And so it sounds like we have to migrate our audience onto Rad TV, but this is kind of like a niche space. So how are y'all bringing like new audiences like outside of Discovery, kind of like like Google and the other
Great
platforms?
question. Great question. Well, as I said earlier, we've been building this platform for 10 years. We have apps on every device today. We have apps on iOS, Apple TV, Apple Vision Pro, iPad. We are on all Android, so Android Mobile, Android TV. We're on Chromecast. We're on Amazon Fire. We are on Quest headsets. If you make VR or 360, 180 content, we support that today. We've been in business for over 10 years. Tony's been the CEO of this company for 10 plus years, and we have a massive audience already. Like I said, we're on every device and apps available today. This isn't a roadmap. This isn't a promise we're making of what's to come in the future. Promises what's to come in the future is more apps on other devices.
Yeah. So if you're uploading something today, and you're a verified creator, it's going across devices kind of day one, which is nice. In addition to that, since we've kind of been consistently, taking the innovation angle, I mean, the reason that we've been around for so long is because we were, the largest global platform for virtual reality video. And that's really where we got our start, and have moved into things like innovations in smart contracts, and now innovations in AI video. And because of that, we have good relationships. So, like, for example, Sony is an investor in the company. We are currently being featured on a large number of Bravia TVs. And the point of that feature across the operating system of a Bravia television, which is Android television, is to feature artists who are leveraging technologies like AI and blockchain. So Sony featured us across those televisions, which is a means of discovery for us as an app. And that usually has come through innovation, right? Another example of that is we are currently the only media app on the PlayStation VR 2. It's a small device footprint, but there's literally no YouTube there, or no Netflix, or there's no other way to consume video on that device except us. And that's because we have gone through the difficult work of staying ahead and building a media pipeline that goes to a device that nobody really knows how it works fully. And so there's those types of innovations have led us to new ways of discovery, and really community matters, right? Aggregating and cross-pollinating communities. So we've kind of been in the spaces of course, AI video, Web3, and which there's a lot of overlap there. If you look in the Web3 space, you'll find a lot of Web3 creators using AI, right? And then immersive. So, even recently, we just announced a partnership with Skybox AI, right? To customize VR environments using AI tools that they produce. So, those audiences all know and like each other. And so from a community building aspect and network effects, we use that as a mechanism for discovery as well. So hopefully that provides a little additional context.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
And then I have one more question about, as a creator, the monetization structure. So is it like, if you have a video that's a certain length of time and it's watch time, because I have like a Christmas movie coming out, or is it like per view, like TikTok or YouTube, or how does it work?
Right now,
Go ahead, Tony.
So on the subscription side of things, and the way we're kind of updating the subscription payouts is so that ultimately you won't have to give us a bank account and all of your tax ID and everything like that. We're going to just try to dump it to a wallet ultimately. But the way the payouts work on the subscription side is it's on a percentage of the minutes watched, right? So we basically take 70% of the subscription base and then break that down to on a per minutes watched basis. So if you get 10% of the total minutes watched across all subscribers, then you get 10% of the 70%. Essentially, that's how that works. The payments using blockchain, obviously, you can come in and sell an individual piece of content for however much you want. It can be 30 cents, or it could be $100. Some people are selling limited editions. Some people are selling open editions. The great thing about smart contracts is, you get paid instantly from peer to peer, and you can add multiple payout wallets directly in a smart contract. So if you have collaborators, editors, music, voice acting, etc., agents, even, managers, whoever, you could put 25 different wallet splits in there. And every time that piece of content gets purchased, everybody gets paid instantly. And that's all auditable on smart contracts. You can just go check it yourself. So that's a pretty powerful construct. It actually makes our lives easier from a platform perspective.
Absolutely.
Because we don't even have to custody funds for the creators at all. They just get paid directly. So it's a pretty powerful construct there. And that's the two ways.
It's really, and I think, this goes into your discovery question as well. As a lot of people are looking for homes for their content, and we have some incredible documentaries right now on Rad, to where people shop those documentaries around for a year, 18 months, 2 years, and they're looking for a certain amount of money to be able to release that and make back what they spent on the production costs. I mean, people in here, you're all familiar. Some of you are very familiar with those production woes, and then those barriers to entry and the gatekeepers keeping works out of Netflix, works off of Amazon, works off, whatever, wherever you're putting it. And then if you go to some other platforms, we don't have to name them, they want you to have X amount of watch time. They want you to have X amount of followers, and they're showing you ads the whole time. They're showing all of your followers ads the whole time, monetizing your content while you're not monetized. And now with Rad TV and the distribution model and the low barrier to entry that is creating cinematic quality productions, anyone can come in. A one-man band can come in, or a small team of 5. They can get their content on every TV the day they say it's going to go live. So they can plan a monster release. They can say, we know this is going to be on every TV, on every device, available on this day. They can count on it. It's already uploaded. They know the apps are already there. They can tell people to download it. And then when they're ready, they just say, hey, this is live. Schedule it with us to say, hey, it's live on New Year's Eve at 9 p.m. I want this live. You go in and make it public. We all make our announcements. And now you're off to the races. You didn't have any middlemen. You didn't have to have months of conversations. You didn't have to have tons of contracts and lawyers and redlining things. You have somebody you can actually reach. We're in DMs. You can schedule calls with us. Tons of people on this chat right now have had one-on-one calls with myself and our CEO, Tony. Our CEO is literally on here answering any questions. He's in Discord answering questions every day. This is what we do and what we're very passionate about. So, bring it, guys. We're very excited, and we cannot wait till you guys are really seeing all the possibilities that the platform unlocks. And we're excited to see the ways that you see to utilize it that we don't even see today ourselves. I hope that answers your question. Do you have anything else for us, Winston?
Oh, no, it does. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for joining us today. Who else we got? Who's next? Let's go Blacklight. You've been patient. I saw you had your hand up there, and then we'll get Finney.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. Just to follow up on the subscription side of the payments, does that happen on a monthly basis, like end of the month, or is there a certain date that happens?
Yeah, we've traditionally tried to do it on a quarterly basis, although that's the hope is, and what the engineers are working on right now is that we can start to leverage blockchain for payouts, because what that allows us to do is, if you're a creator, as soon as you create an account, we just give you a wallet essentially that we then can start to pay out even micro payments, on kind of depending potentially a daily basis even, but certain payouts may cost a penny for us to send payments, and so we're in the process of kind of figuring out how best to pay those out. But essentially, what that allows us to do is take dollars on the subscription side up front and handle payouts more quickly than it would take for us to put that into a bank account, do 60 days of accounting, make sure that everything closes out, and then start to go through the payout process, which that's just kind of how that's what the inefficiencies of the system are currently. So
yeah, I mean, like a net 30, net 60 makes sense because you
yeah.
got to close everything out. And then just want to say thanks for hosting Kiri. Love Rad. Would love a way for us to follow other people and showcase their work on our pages too. So if someone likes my work, they can. If I'm following someone, it shows their videos on my page at the bottom, so they can just kind of go.
We're working on that.
I'm so thankful you said that. I'm so now I get to go tell.
We're gonna play this over and over. Yeah, we're just gonna play this to our engineers of like this. See, they want it, but we are working on the ability for anyone to come in and create playlists. So even if you're not a creator, you can come in and be a VJ or start to curate things that you love and kind of document your journey through the space through your own channel like experience, whether you're uploading content or not. And this is something we've been talking about for a while. So thank you very much for that, Blacklight. And also, while we're here publicly, I just want to say thank you so much for your amazing energy. Several of you, but really yourself and Terry have been absolute dynamite for us over the past month or so, and we really are very appreciative of this community. It's really been a magical couple months. I don't have words to really put on it, but it's been a really fun time getting to know so many of you and having so many one-on-one conversations. It's been great. And Blacklight,
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you for
you
that.
guys for everything. Honestly, like giving everybody a place to showcase their work and monetize what we're doing because a lot of work goes into it. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to press you one more time to see if I can get more info out of you on this. And it's my last question, but is there any update of when fiat payments are coming?
So you mean like dollars for individual sales?
No. Like if someone's viewing and they don't have a subscription, they want to purchase instead of having to get into Web3, that they could just pay on their credit card or debit card. They could just view our stuff. Yep.
Soon. That goes into how the payouts have happened or had to happen traditionally, and the dollar. Like as soon as we accept dollars, that means you got to give us your bank account information, your tax ID. We have to do background checks, etc. And it's like a whole thing. We've done this in the past with a handful of partners to sell individual pieces of content, and at scale, if you look at the kind of the value that blockchain brings to this, that's where there's some additional added value. So without getting too far down into the weeds of how we'd handle that, is essentially we can handle it at the back end kind of more instantly if we don't have to go through the process of collecting your bank account information and tax IDs and et cetera.
Then, I'm kind of thinking like as a viewer, if they just pay cash and then you guys convert that into the token and then
I'll just say yes on that. That's coming. It probably won't hit before the end of the year, and it's something that we've already done in the past. It's just the combination of those two things. If somebody makes something available for sale in crypto, but somebody wants to buy it in cash, there's a little bit more thought that has to go into that to make sure that we don't step on like money transmitter rules and like know your customer, anti-money laundering, et cetera. It's a little bit annoying and how binary it is. Like you're either kind of in the crypto space and you're not touching people's stuff, or you're changing money from one currency to another currency. And that's where it starts to get a little murky. So we just like have tiptoed into that to make sure we don't piss off any regulators, essentially.
Totally appreciate it.
But yes, yeah.
I think you guys are like really at the cutting edge right now of like merging Web3 to the mainstream. And I think this is like the key component to kind of figure out there. So love that it's coming. Going to keep my fingers crossed it happens in Q1 and just want to say thanks so much again.
No, that's tremendous feedback. And, like we've said and Cam said, it's we are prioritizing things based on this feedback. So, we've had the ability, and we currently have the ability to subscribe with a credit card. So we already have payment processors all set up. The only murky part of it is how you move those dollars into, if somebody's made something available for sale for crypto and you want to accept dollars, that's where it gets a little difficult. If somebody wanted to make a piece of content available for sale for dollars and somebody purchased that for dollars, that's actually easier. So, that's what we've done in the past, actually. So, but let's like, we'll follow up in terms of like how we can best kind of implement this. I mean, I think we've done it dollar for dollar, and we're doing it crypto for crypto now. the key is like, how do we do it? Dollars for crypto if something's potentially being sold there. So just know that we're thinking a lot about it, like, and sketching out how to actually achieve that without everybody going to jail.
I appreciate
it. Finney, thanks for being patient. What's up?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, glad to hear you guys are talking about curation and being able to feature different material on a profile. That's pretty good. Also, I've been hounding you guys about like Stripe integration and fiat.
Everything. Hounding us for
4 years.
We appreciate it. We love it.
We're building for you.
We love it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks.
It really is Finney's platform. He's been barking at us. He's been barking at us in DMs for a year. He's fix this, do this. We're like, okay.
All right. So the next thing I'm interested in hearing, because right now we can create a contract via the creator studio side of things, right? You guys have that contract. You hold that contract inside of the wallet. You're an interface for that contract. Couple of things are, maybe thinking about, and, we're seeing the API, we are watching what you're doing, we are looking, maybe there's some kind of way of doing push, maybe there's some kind of way of doing pull with this API. I'd like to hear about that. And then the other side of things is, what do you intend to do if you have plans to expand out of purely video, maybe going more into NFT? Could we potentially bring our other contracts into Rad? Could we bring our other projects into Rad that are not necessarily only video, that are perhaps maybe more NFT focused and things like that? We're longtime holders. We're Panda holders.
Mm-hmm.
What are we going to do with these things? Where can we potentially open up integrations with Rad NFTs to other experiences via this API? We want to hear. We want to know.
Yeah. I mean, so the API, we actually had a fairly robust API, kind of pre NFT push, I'll say. And as we started to kind of rebuild this infrastructure, that meant rebuilding an API. The first version of the API is push video in, pull video out, all associated to your account, mostly just not via smart contract, essentially. Kind of version 1.1 of that, which is going through testing and soon deployment, will be including the ability to mint via the API and purchase, essentially do everything that you would do via smart contract, also do it via the API. So that is absolutely coming. And that will allow people to build apps on top of what we built, just leverage the infrastructure, but kind of, white label it, I guess, for lack of a better term, but essentially do everything that you could do in the platform via API. In addition to that, we had previously kind of the very first iteration, I guess kind of what we did with NFTs originally was more of a pure NFT marketplace, and realized that was our strength has been in video primarily. And so we shifted the focus to be oriented around video first and foremost, and then what you can do with blockchain with video. But that just means that we already have a full NFT platform written and built. It's just hidden. And so,
the Rad marketplace exists.
Yeah.
We had everything pretty much. I don't want to say feature matching to OpenSea, but we were definitely,
it was pretty close.
We were getting close. Yeah. And we just decided it wasn't the right move for us at the time, but it was public. I mean, it was public for several months, and we were like waiting to run it out fully, and just decided it wasn't the right move for us. So it's there.
We even did things like, if you had a video that had NFT characters in it, then we had like an IMDb style, like you can put the NFT characters right below the video that would show the NFTs that were in the video, and then you could make offers on those NFTs right there.
Hello.
And so, Yeah. So there's those types of things have not just been thoughts of ours. We actually released it publicly for a minute, and then we kind of reoriented things when NFTs kind of materially started to shift. We started to think, okay, well, what does a smart contract look like in the context of video primarily, and not like what does a JPEG do for me today? That did open up like interesting things like, we have the stream pass that unlocks all of Rad. We're talking about allowing creators to make their own stream pass that unlocks their channel, right? Like those kinds of things. And then the previous NFT platform did have the ability to look at and engage with other collections that existed on a chain. The thing that we're trying not to do there is recreate OpenSea or, Magic Eden again.
Or flipping. That's I don't want to cut you off, Tony, but I feel like that's kind of where we're going into. Like, there's this interesting dynamic with buying and selling content that right now, when you buy a content on Rad TV, you can go list it for sale on OpenSea, but we have it tied to your account on Rad TV so that somebody else can't come in and undercut you, the artist selling that content. So if you have a piece of content that you're selling for $10 as an open edition, somebody buys it for $10 and then they go and sell it for $5. That's a sale you missed out on because they just got $5 back after they consumed it, and now there's one other one on the market. We're trying to find this fine line, and we're really listening to you all and looking to you all to lead that conversation, because we want to make sure that we are building the tools that really empower creators, not take away their power. And at the moment, we have the ability to enforce that, and we are leaning on that because that's what's best for creators. So these are conversations we'll be having moving forward. And this is, Tony always says, we're a ball of clay. So, Finney knows best. Michael Finney knows best. If you guys don't follow him, very prolific creator, definitely go check him out. He's across all the chains. He uses every tool. Very interesting person. He has really done a good job of asking good questions and showing us the next move for him. And we're listening, and we don't build everything that he asks for right away, but a lot of things we have pretty quick turnaround from him saying, hey, I'd like to see this. So keep it coming. And, like I said at the top, we're building for you all. We're not building things that take away from you all. And great question as always, Finney. Do you have anything else?
Not off the top of my head. If I do, I'll raise my hand. I'll give a testimonial, out loud.
Hey, we'll do it. Let's take it. Let's hear it. I'll take a testimonial. If you're giving out testimonials, let's hear it.
Cam and I have known each other for a long time, have met in person numerous times, and
stayed at my house.
Right. Yeah. So, these are real people. They are doing this stuff focused very, excuse me, intensely.
And we met on the internet, met through Bitcoin, by the way, as I meet all my best friends on the internet.
Well, focused very intensely on this stuff for years now at this point. Knowledgeable. What was it before Little Star? So a long lineage of working on, this platform, working on other technology, being, very focused on the cutting edge of technology and the trends that are going on. So, I would say, there's a handful of platforms that I pay attention to in terms of distribution. Rad is up there with my favorite ones, the best ones that I look to first. And, I think that you guys are doing a great job. You definitely do listen. And, for folks that are making work and wanting to distribute it out, I would say Rad is a great place to start. And, the easiest, fastest way to start and get your stuff out there onto a load of platforms and to monetize.
Thank you, King. Love that from you. Appreciate that very much. It's been great getting to know you as well, and appreciate you more every day. You're always making people better around you. Tons of respect for you, King. Thanks for stopping in today. Terry, I saw you've had your hand up, but we're going to get to the muzzles, and then we'll get to you. Muzzles, thank you for being so patient. Please go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Bram, and thank you for this conversation. And I watched your website, and it looks very awesome. But I hear you are going in NFTs, and my question is, because I I am also longer in the space and do NFTs like that. And do you have your own smart contract and get we our own smart contract on your site, or if is it all in your program? I want to say if you maybe in a few years quit and it is all on the blockchain, can we still access our stuff when we have no longer access to your software? So I have before some other socials that tried it before and they go bankrupt, and after that we couldn't access our own NFTs anymore. So that is a question: how do you go with those things?
Yep. Yeah. So, phase one of this is use smart contracts for payments and entitlement and royalty splits, and which is like the kind of key component. Storing data on the chain itself, as you know, being in the space, is a lot harder to do because you just don't have room in the smart contract to store that. That's why the CryptoPunks look like, 8-bit characters, right? There's just not enough data there. So what people do is put that data off chain because you kind of have to. Video is even worse, right? It's huge files that we're dealing with, and you're dealing with adaptive bitrate streaming across multiple devices. So if you want to watch on a mobile device and you're in the middle of the woods, you probably still need to be able to see it, but not great quality. If you're on a TV at home on fiber, it's going to look great. We have to be able to accommodate all of those situations while still managing payments and entitlements and royalties on the chain, right? So that just means that we have to have a more robust metadata backend that's not available in a decentralized, free fashion currently. So that's version one. Version two is kind of twofold. One is give creators the option to enable a download button. So if someone purchases their open edition, they assume that piece of content is purchased. It is optional for the creator to make that available as a download, and they can assume that if somebody purchased that content, they also should be able to download it. There's also the potential to put that content on a decentralized file storage network. They seem like they're free on the surface, but a lot of those decentralized file storage platforms require high availability, which means that if you want that piece of content to be available forever on a decentralized file storage, you're either going to have to pay for it or have a large enough network of people who want to host that content. So that's one of the challenges of managing large files in conjunction with the blockchain, is that in order to make them high performance, high quality, highly available, you have to have some centralizing function around that content. If you want to make that content available for life in a decentralized fashion, you have to have either, a lot of very kind of supportive people who want to make that content available on their computers for free forever, which is one of the problems with the BitTorrent network, right? Good luck finding, movies from the 90s on BitTorrent, right? Or you have to pay some service still to store that content in a kind of permanent and decentralized fashion. So there's a little bit of it's kind of both angles that we have to think about. And then on the creator side, it's probably just making the content available for download. And if somebody buys your content, you can choose to let them download it. And in the long run, potentially look at using something like an IPFS or version of a BitTorrent that's like something that you could pay for and kind of guarantee that content will be there for a long time. But it's a tricky challenge. We just try to make it so that when you click play, it plays.
It's a pretty important for streaming platform.
Yeah.
So it's like number one.
Yep. And not like, well, there's no peers hosting this content right now. Sorry.
Right. Actually, I'll give Tony a quick shout out that actually Tony and the early Little Star team built an incredible platform called Aura. That's totally open source now. And this is prior to any NFT contracts existing. They built a total peer-to-peer content protocol that you could host your content on your own machine. So you would upload something to a folder on your desktop. You would name it, like I would name it, Cameron's Things for Sale. And I would put my video number one in at that folder. And then I would load that into his program, the Aura, what was it called, Tony? It was
File manager.
Aura file manager. You'd load that file in, it would generate an Aura ID, which would then, you would use that so I'm now the salesman, I have my Aura ID, I can share that ID anywhere, and anyone that wants to buy anywhere just needs to enter that ID into their file manager, and then the price pops up, they make a payment, it goes directly to me, my computer connects to them, downloads the file, and now they have the file on their machine, and I was paid directly, and totally cut all middlemen out. And now the problem with that becomes like I have to now manage all of my content, and I have to keep up, make sure that everything is
Don't
organized
close your laptop.
on my end. Right. So it opens up a host of other problems, but Tony's been thinking about this for a long time and absolutely a visionary when it comes to delivering things that actually work in this realm. So love the question. And yes, everything is totally on chain except for the content itself. We have to, so when a video is uploaded to Rad, we prepare that content for all the devices we're on, which is not an easy feat or cheap, so we have to be ready at any moment to play your content in a VR headset, on a PlayStation 5, on a big screen TV, on a mobile device. And all of those require different settings and encodings. And that's been Tony's professional career since he was a young man, and is really top of the game with that. So to store all of those different versions, people say like, "Oh, I uploaded my one thing. Why can't I just store that one thing on the blockchain?" Well, because to properly serve that piece of content, you need 14 files, not one. So now you have to store that 14 times. So like imagine you have a Blu-ray file that needs to be encoded for all these different devices with different players. So now that 256 gigabyte Blu-ray file needs to be encoded 10 different ways and stored. So now we're talking how many gigabytes, now we need 2 terabytes of storage space on the blockchain. So like, hey, Ethereum, we're going to do more for one video than you did all day or all week or whatever it was. So like these are very, this is a very technical question that you're asking, and a great question. It absolutely shows that you've been in the space and thinking about this stuff for a long time. We have been too, and we think this is the first step to solving that problem. And yes, we're not doing anything that we think is not forever. That's why we're tying in blockchain. This is our literally, Tony's passion project, my passion project is we want creators and consumers to get back to distributing content and owning content again. And today we're all just renting. We all say, "Oh, I have this file, I bought this thing," but no, you don't. We're all paying for streaming. We're all letting Spotify store all of our music. And then when you go listen to DMX, it's Dark and Hell is Hot album, it's all re-recorded because it's not the original thing. And that's not what we want. And, these are the problems we're trying to tackle, and we think we're bringing some solutions to the table. Great question, the Mumsles. Do you have anything else for us?
Thank you very much for answering that question. And for now, I'm going to search more on your website and see what it is for me.
Awesome. Thank you. If you have any questions, my name's Cameron. Our DMs are open. Shout out to Kiri. If you're in the Luma program, definitely please get a channel set up and send it over to us. We'll get you verified and make sure you're discovered everywhere, and happy to help with anything. And just to anybody listening, you do not need to buy any cryptocurrency to monetize on Rad. Everything is free. You don't need to even go get any base. You don't need to go get ETH. You don't need to go get anything. You can download Handcash Wallet, and all you need is the wallet address. You can start monetizing on chain right now for free. 0 fees for you as a creator, 0 fees for your consumer. We pay all the fees on both sides. You can start right now totally for free, no cost, no barriers. You can go right now. Just click the create button at radtv.com and get started. Now, Terry, I know I said I was coming to you, and I'm so sorry, Queen, but we're actually going to go to Loic first. Got a message. I'm going to pass it off to Loic. Been waiting very patiently, and then we'll come to you, Terry. Thank you for understanding. Loic, go ahead with your question.
Hey guys, first of all, it's been a very, very interesting space. I haven't been in spaces in a long time, but I wanted to jump in on this one. So it's been very cool. And I knew about Rad, but I'd never really used the tool. And as a Luma creator now, I'm like, oh, this is very interesting, and I'm looking into it. So bringing it back a little bit more to the experience as a creator on Rad for the first time. So I created my little channel, and I'm sure more people in the space will will do the same in the next few days or have already. What is the thing that you recommend? Do you recommend me or anyone else, any creator, to do next? Like, what is the thing? Is there an FAQ to follow? Is there like a quick how to like get you up to speed on what the platform is about, how it works, that type of thing? Because I'm sure a lot of people may not really know what they can do, and they will discover it as they go through the platform. But do you have like a one
Absolutely.
101?
Absolutely. We have, we're very well documented. I'll post 2 links right now to our timeline on X. The first one is a how-to guide for creators coming in and just getting started. It shows you how to create a channel, how to monetize, how to set up a wallet, everything you need to know to get started as a creator. The second second thing I'm going to post is a link to our docs that are how to get started for creators. So if you don't like video and you'd like to follow along with text, both of those are available. All questions are answered. For your question on like what's next, we recommend if you're a creator, the first thing we suggest you do is to prepare your channel to be verified, because the only way you can get verified on Rad TV is you have to have a piece of content public that our content team can review to see what type of content you're uploading. You have to have a banner image and a profile picture. Once you have those 3 things, you can submit your link. All you have to do is post a link to your channel on socials or drop us a link in DMs, and we will submit your channel for verification. As soon as you're verified, that we put you in the system that your content's able to be discovered everywhere. Until you have a verified channel, your channel is on your own. So, you could have some questionable content. You can upload some things that maybe Rad's not going to show or put on their features section. And your content maybe it has some adult stuff in it or something. You might not get verified, but we're not stopping you from using Rad's tool sets. So we can't put your content front page on the PlayStation 5 when our users log into PlayStation 5, and respectfully, we don't want to. Yeah, it's not that we don't want to. It's that we have obligations to our partners and to our investors, and we're not trying to mess up the opportunity we have at the moment for all creators, because one wants to push some content that might not be suitable for everyone that's on a PlayStation device. So that's our
little alpha on that too is we're about to add a not safe for work tag.
So we are. Yeah. Go ahead. If you want to tell anything else.
AI dreams, just like we all do. So it's you never know what's going to show up in there, and we don't want to stop creativity. And there's a lot of stuff that Wolf of Wall Street, Margot Robbie's in there, like full frontal nudity. That's not safe for work, but that's also like a great piece of work. So like people should be able to see that. It should not get banned. Right, so right. We're embracing the creativity in ways that we can push the boundaries, but obviously, like Cam said, we have relationships that with Bravia televisions and PlayStations and just partnerships that we don't want to jeopardize by something that gets through that might harm our opportunity to showcase your work, essentially.
Right. And it's worth noting here that we are listening. So we are, as we said earlier, we are a ball of clay, and we're trying to improve in all these areas. So as we grow and you all are growing with us, we're always open to feedback, and we definitely want to get it right, and that's going to be some trial and error. It's going to be some things come more quickly than others, but we're open to all feedback. And as you all get used to the system, please keep us posted on what you want to see and what is and what isn't working for you. And that's, first step, I'd say get your channel ready to be verified, upload one piece of content that our content team can check out, and then we'll get you verified. Then you're approved everywhere. Next step, obviously, especially for this space, is to let's get you verified as a Luma creator. We want to get all of our Luma creators up and running as fast as possible. We want to make sure that we're putting you guys front and center across our entire ecosystem, and we don't want any of you missing that. So, give you guys some time to get your channel up, and we're going to put the Luma creators tag on radtv.com right on the landing page here. Hopefully it gets done today. I can't speak for our engineers. Tony can speak for our engineers, but I can't speak for our engineers.
They're moving fast. We'll see if it's
yeah. Great. Does that answer your question, Loic? Anything else for you?
Yeah, thanks. It does. I have one last question, and it's for the two of you. So what is the most exciting thing that you think this partnership with the Luma Creator is going to create? Like, what do you
Great question.
look forward to the most?
I'll go first on that, Tony, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I am very passionate, and I know people on here know it, but it's tough to like really show people that haven't talked to you one-on-one or you don't have a relationship with how, you have being passionate isn't a one-off thing. It's not you have to be consistent. If you're really passionate, it's a consistent thing. You have to be showing up, and this is something that I really love. And being able to open the door to creators and really ask them as soon as we get on the phone, give them a little background on myself, tell them my position, and then my first question is, what are your goals for your content? What are you working on right now, and what are you doing? And I can't tell you how excited I get asking that question. You never talk to a creator that's bored about that. When you open up with that energy, the creators are usually as excited as they've ever been because somebody's giving their art and their passion time of day, and they're saying they want them to be successful. That's honestly what I'm excited for, is that this opens the door for more creators to reach the people they're trying to reach. Rad is putting devices and creator content on devices wherever they are. And to me, and I know I'm speaking for Tony, but I know that I'm speaking the truth when I say it, and he's okay with me saying this. We truly believe that this space is going to fundamentally redefine what entertainment looks like and has looked like and will be moving forward. We believe we're an entirely new epoch, and that this niche of creators is going to eat the rest of the world. And we're excited to be a part of that. So the most exciting thing for me today is opening up the door for creators in a way that gets people out of their way. We are literally letting them just reach their audience and monetize today, as opposed to, I'll monetize in 2026 when I get my YouTube channel together and I have 2 viral videos that I made and they finally accept me into their club. That is over. And today we're into a new place where a creator can come to Rad TV, they can have a very quick conversation, and they can be selling their piece of work or their documentary in hours, and they didn't have to go shop it around. They can reach their fans today. That's what I'm most excited about, and I'm really excited to see now that the Luma creators know they have a home for content. I'm also excited to see how that content begins to be organized and what you all do with playlists and things like that, because I think a lot of the content in this space, and this has been a driving factor for us for several months now, is there's a lot of content and there's not a lot of curation. And we're excited for the community to start doing more self-curation around this content, because that's going to bring the best creators up. And there's a lot of creators right now that are making incredible content that aren't getting the time of day. So that's what I'm most excited about. Tony, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we've seen this in a number of different kind of waves, right? And the biggest thing with a new creative medium is, how do you bootstrap it so that there's enough income on the creator side so that they can sustain themselves or their studio as a real business? And we saw this in VR. We saw it in Web3. everybody was creating this great content and then needed a place to distribute it and be seen in the highest level context that you can be seen, which then creates a consumer base, which then creates flows to the creators, and that creates the next wave of content creation, right? And that kind of blew up and then kind of died a little bit in the VR space. It blew up and died in the NFT space. Everybody did these NFT drops. They created these pieces of content. They blew their $2 million that they got on the NFT drop, and they gave their content away for free on YouTube. And then they stopped making NFT based content because nobody was there paying for the content, and they weren't able to build an audience. We're looking at that now in the same context, and in what is happening with AI creation is that philosophically we love the ability to move fast and break the rules and push things up to people to a place that they aren't seeing it. And so, we see what Luma is doing and how fast Luma is moving, and their philosophy around bringing creators together and elevating things and not just making like little short clips and, the novelty of it. This is real art, real storytelling, pushing it up in a real way. And we need to be able to get a base of consumers that will pay for that content to support creators so they can keep going. And that's, our philosophical alignment and strategic alignment on that front means that we can both accelerate that, them on the tool set side, us on the distribution side, you on the creator side. It's like all three legs of the stool. Let's go. So, that's where my head's at in terms of like how I see this partnership kind of blowing up. And, we're very excited about it.
Awesome. Thanks.
Is that you rocking question. The doodle?
Yeah, that's me.
Love it, man. Yeah. Doodles are out there. They're really moving right now. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been in Web3 for quite a while, so it's fun to see like my two things merging together a little bit.
Love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Terry, I know you had your hand up forever. Her arm got tired. She put it down.
No. Hey, actually, I think I'm last, Cam. I think Mad Butter is before me, and then Mike, and then X-Wave, and I'll go last.
You got to go last. Okay, if you want to give it up for Mad Butter, we'll give it up to
absolutely.
Mad Butter. Okay, all right. We'll go to Mad Butter. Mad Butter, hello. Thanks for being patient. Can anybody else hear Mad Butter? I'm not coming through for me. Is anybody else hearing?
No.
Okay, Mad Butter, please leave and re-enter. We'll add you back. Okay, Terry, now you're up.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Great space and super exciting news about Luma. I'm excited. I did my first music video with them recently, and I just love the experience, love the tools, and this is so exciting. So I do have a funny question. I know we talked about, you guys talked about, and let me just say thank you again, Rad TV, Cam, Tony. You guys have been so wonderful to all my friends who are now on board, and hopefully I could get some more friends to come on board, and you're so super helpful to them. It's been a wonderful experience, and that's what everybody has been telling me, as my own has been incredible. So let's see, you talked about subscriptions, you talked about just buying outright. I have a funny question. Why not rental? Can you do rental?
Tony's got this answer.
Sure. Short answer is yes. We of course like always try to think about like how do we innovate on this model, right? And so there's two things that we've thrown around there. One is to just do it for dollars, and that's actually very easy. But we're like, okay, well, how can we potentially innovate on this and even incorporate smart contracts to enable people to get a temporary access to something? And so we're exploring both of those paths. Our hope is that we can make that paradigm easily accessible in a similar fashion. Like if you just have dollars and you don't care about crypto and you just want to rent something, cool. But in the back end, gain all the efficiencies of, smart contracts and payouts and, royalty splits and things like that. So, we've even gone down the road of saying, you can buy a limited number of underlying pieces of content, so a creator could make them available for sale for a high dollar amount, like a limited edition. And then the buyers of those NFTs, once they buy them, could actually then rent those NFTs out to people to watch and then share revenue with the original creator. And so it basically becomes almost like a liquidity pool in DeFi, but with content, kind of a thing. So we've explored some pretty wild concepts in terms of what we can do there to create a different market for rentals and how that might work. But that's probably too far down in the weeds. I guess the short answer is yes, we've considered that. We haven't had a ton of people asking for it necessarily, but of course, now that we're hearing you ask, that kind of moves it up into the conversational priority. So, like I said, we accept dollars currently. We accept credit cards in basically every different currency, 190 countries, credit cards or PayPal, right? And crypto. So there's a version of that somewhere in there. It just involves accepting the payment, giving entitlement for a period of time, and then revoking access. And whether that's done via dollars or done via crypto. So, maybe a Q1 thing.
That's exciting. And I see Michael's here too. Michael, thank you. You were a huge help with, getting me to move forward with Rad. And I really appreciate everything that Michael does. Michael Finney is amazing. So
I want to.
Yes, he is.
I want to talk about the rental piece because I'm not necessarily sure that a lot of folks are familiar with like how rental works on some other streaming platforms. There's like time issues that come into play, like how soon you need to watch that piece of content after renting it, and then also regarding like how long you need to, or how long you have to finish it if you didn't finish it from the start point. So like Amazon Prime, you rent something, you have 30 days to watch it. You start watching it, you get halfway through, you have, I think, 48 hours to finish watching it. There's also a thing about rental cost structures that come into play. So the original full-length version of my Chicago 1893 documentary is up on Prime. It's for sale and rental. The price for purchase versus rental is like 3x, right? That film is also almost 50 minutes long. So, thinking about how to price those things for people that are putting a toe into it in terms of interest versus people who absolutely love a particular topic and want to possess that piece. Think about that in terms of pricing. Now on the other side, I've got The Fall of Tartaria up there, and the rental price and the purchase price are exactly the same. It's a short piece. It's less than 6 minutes. So it's like $1 to rent or buy. So most people buy, right? When I see them rent it for the same price, it makes me laugh, but it is what it is. Whether they see that button or they don't see that button, that's on them. But I would say like really consider how you are pricing your material and also the runtime of your material. Because like, just flat out, like what are we willing to buy in terms of like its runtime and its cost? And that's something that, I think that like a lot of people have not necessarily considered in terms of like their video output and their like distribution plans and stuff like that. And, it is something that I think about, and hopefully, Rad does think about too, And, whether that's like fiat or that's NFT oriented or whatever, you have to consider that because you're also going to be dealing with like the cut that Rad takes and the transaction costs and things like that. So, you have to be competitive and you also have to be respectful of the audience's money.
Absolutely. I think it's, it's very nuanced, and I think you're probably more well versed in this than most other people. You and Tony could probably have a conversation about this forever. But we are talking transferring rights for limited periods of time, and that can be done with tokens. We can make sure that a token is in and out of somewhere, but then when you start talking to custody, it's a self-custodied wallet that you can't just take tokens out of. So it's interesting, and we know that this is something people want, and this is something that the traditional market has had in place for some time. So there's obviously a built-in demand and a built-in understanding of how this feature works with content. So it's something we want to offer. We've talked about it for some actual like major partnerships previously. We just never got too far down the road to where we were going to do this. But like Tony said, with the liquidity pool and stuff, he had some pretty interesting things that he was doing several years ago that were in this vein. And now that Terry brings it back up, I'm sure we'll be talking about this for the next few weeks for sure. I don't have like a solid answer for you, Finney. You and Tony could talk about this for hours, but I think this could be its whole own podcast or
for sure.
space,
I wasn't looking for an answer. I was just kind of commenting.
Yeah. I know. Cool.
Actually, immediately within 1 minute, can you please determine what you guys are going to do about rentals and pricing and fiat?
Yeah, in 1 minute, I will tell you that we're going to continue to work on it without making any promises. Mad Butter's back. Mad Butter,
Yeah,
and then we'll get to Eki. I think Eki AI we'll get to. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but we'll get to you right after Mad Butter.
Can you guys hear me now? Am I good?
Yeah, sounds great,
Okay.
Mad Butter. Welcome. How are you?
Sorry, I think I just rugged as I walked in. I might have switched to from Wi-Fi to whatever. Anyway, I don't know if I heard anything, but I was just saying I wanted to jump in on the testimonial part first. In that I'm one of the hosts of AI Art Today. Big AI Art community. I see like a good third of the room here seems to be part of our larger community. So I'm excited that everybody's here. We're full in on Rad TV these days, and I think a lot of us have individual channels, and we're trying to do an AI Art Today channel also. But these guys have been amazing. We interviewed Tony and Cameron, been like in every day answering questions and doing things.
I just love the space. You guys are incredible.
I really appreciate
it's like the
that.
best. It should really be like the AI morning news show. I mean, like it is the best place for content. I tune in every morning. It's super interesting. You guys are incredible. Thanks for this energy, Mad Butter.
So what I wanted to say is that I think wanted to point out also like the synergy between sort of like communities like ours, X spaces where people get to talk and interact and show off tools and past techniques and alpha on on new drops, new tools, new art. So there are tell everybody that kind of thing. And Rad TV, I think it's a really synergistic match. And I think very early in the space, someone asked about discoverability. And I do think that that's kind of like where community like ours come in terms of Rad TV. Sure, make your own channel, but if you want to build connections in the community, come on and join us and meet people. And then also we'll be going to be curating a whole series of different things. And I do think that we're trying to do it in a Web3 way. We're not middlemen. We're not taking any financial advantage of this. And sounds like I'm shilling the space now, which I am. But again, disinterested in this from the financial point of view, and very interested in both, building the community and building exposure and acceptance to AI art, for instance. So anyway, I just think that that I like to say not just for AI Art Today, but other X communities at large too. That it is a fantastic way to leverage your exposure, even in Rad TV, to come with us. Also, I mean, these guys answer everything. Sometimes I think like Cameron. I don't know why he doesn't say read the freaking manual. Because it's all right there, and it's all very well and clearly.
Nobody wants to read,
but nobody wants to read. So Cameron's there, so we ask him. But but I do think that being in a community of people, all they sort of hit the same wall you do, or trying to wrestle with the same ideas of of what's working and what's not. We can help on that end. So that's all. Thank you guys, and I really appreciate you giving us the time here.
Oh, Matt Butter, we appreciate you so much and the energy you bring to the space. We know that you're not out for your own interest. It's obvious. You're showing up every morning for multiple hours and dedicating so much energy to the AI space. I think the AI Art Today crew, if it's apparent that somebody's not looking for monetary or self-publicity, it's definitely the AI Art crew. You guys are amazing. Matt Butter, is that all you had? Are you finished? I think
that's all I had.
No, he's there.
I just had just one.
Sorry, I lost you. You moved.
I had just one quick comment about this idea of the rental. I find it very surprising. Maybe we can talk about this some other time. But this idea that you're somewhere between Netflix and OpenSea, the idea that you can go to any NFT site and look at videos all day long. It's not this consumption model. I think it's kind of a funny place for you guys to be, in the sense that the whole idea of rental to me was just like, I don't get it for you guys, because I'm thinking from the NFT point of view. But I do think it's an interesting spot that you're in. I mean, are you, I guess with the NFT side, you're going to it, to actually purchase something. You, of course, can look all you want, but you only own it if you own it in that special NFT way. If you're watching Netflix, then it's bringing to you content that you're, paying for the convenience of having it brought into your living room. And it's just kind of a funny thing that you're kind of in the middle there.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and that's why we're trying to like rethink what that looks like, and even like having a subscription for dollars each month, and then launching an NFT that is a one-time purchase of a subscription token, essentially, that unlocks the platform forever as long as you hold it, and then you can resell it if you don't want it, or send it to somebody else if you want to gift it to them, or whatever. Just like how can we rethink even that, right? And so the same thing with a rental. Like, how can we do some interesting things there on chain, and even do things like, if you look at back in the good old days of DVDs, right? Like you go buy a DVD and you can let a friend borrow it. And then, maybe they give it back to you, maybe they ghost you. And now your copy of Gladiator's gone. It's like, there's like interesting things that we can do on chain, I think, from a temporary ownership perspective that, and that's where the idea of these, like, buying a piece of content as an exclusive piece of content, that actually is like an interesting collectible piece, but it also means that other people can't see it. So if I buy the collector's edition of Gladiator and there's only 100 copies of it and I have one in my house, like, how would I physically share that with my friends? I'd have to invite them over. Well, how would you do that on chain? Like, let them rent it from you or borrow it from you and watch it, but not keep it, right? And then every time that transaction happens, the original creator is getting paid, as well as potentially the collector who is letting you borrow it for a fee, right? So like we're trying to think like how we can differentiate on those models, not how we can recreate them and just continue kind of doing the same things. There's also like other things that we're trying to do, like a syndication network, where like right now, for example, if you buy something on Base and then you own that in your wallet and you go to like the Coinbase website, they have wallet.coinbase, right? They'll show you what's in your wallet, which is awesome, but it'll just show the thumbnail of the video. And so we're like working on the syndication network that would allow you to essentially view videos straight in your wallet or straight in a portfolio, right? So like, instead of just like, we should let embeds happen of a video player, like, let's actually get built into a syndication network so that every wallet on the planet is now enabled with video. And you can prove that you own it because it's literally in your wallet, right? So those are the rails that we're trying to build. And when we think about the kind of traditional video distribution and infrastructure and monetization, like, what does that look like in the context of the future? So maybe too technical, but anyway, I nerd out on this stuff.
Tony, another idea is watch parties. it's something that you see some of the other platforms messing around with, and it's also something that is available on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually did that with Google. So Google paid us commercially. I can't get into the details of how that works, but they did, and we built on Android TV for the launch of the voice button on the controllers, the ability to watch a TV channel and then be able to chat directly into just talk to your TV controller. And so we only did that on Android TVs, and then it stayed live for a couple of years, and then we essentially worked on a retooling of it. So what we're working on now is liking and commenting, obviously, but the real-time chat infrastructure actually exists in our backend. It's just not not publicly available because it has to be reproductized. So I love that suggestion because it's actually something that we have had in the platform, at least on one device. Particularly during COVID, it was a lot more important. But we've actually had people asking us for watch parties in VR as well. So the team is definitely thinking about that.
Did that answer your question?
Sorry, you're talking to Michael or me about the watch parties? Or?
Yeah, both of you, really. I mean, yeah.
No, it was a great answer. A great answer. I just was going to say again, I think it's funny, the whole right-click save ethos of download it, look at it. Still, the NFT, you own it. And it took 4 years of NFT to sell people on that idea. But look, I can print it and put it on my wall.
Right.
Go ahead, put it on your wall. Consume
we
it.
still have people we still have people yelling at us about our stream pass, of saying it's a scam and we're trying to sell NFTs and this is a terrible idea. And it's we're trying to tell them you can literally just you can resell it. It's access that you're buying, but it still has a built-in value because we made the floor on our subscription the floor. So you can undercut our floor, and obviously that's the next one that somebody would go buy because you're giving them a discounted version of the same thing they would buy from us for a higher price. So as long as you're willing, if ours is $100 and you're willing to take 80, well then you just got $80 back. You might have used the subscription for X amount of time, did the math add up to where you made money. And that's what's really interesting to me is that people just aren't doing basic math. They just get mad and loud. And it's guys, you can own this thing. You want to pay $25 a month, or do you want to pay $100 one time and never have to have a bill again and never think about it again? I think most people, I don't know what a Netflix forever would look like. I don't even subscribe to Netflix, but it would be interesting to see what the price would be, but they can't do that. They're out here. YouTube just raised their prices I think 15% today or something. So it went from $79 to $89 a month for every subscriber, and you just get a message hey, your rate went up. You have two choices: you lose your service, or you say okay. That's not really innovative or awesome. It's really just we don't care about you. We want more money, and it's very exciting to offer the NFT solution, and we're excited about it. So if anybody's interested in that, Stream Pass, you can find it everywhere. It's on our website, and you can mint one for under $100. And we're going to have one on Base Chain soon if Tony gets his wishes, which he usually does. I don't know how to pronounce your name, ECCEAI, Essie, Eki. I'm sorry, but don't blame me for mispronouncing it. But thank you for waiting so patiently, and please take the floor.
Yeah, thank you. It's Eke AI. Latin
Sorry.
pronunciation.
Thank you.
Eke.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's inspired by Nietzsche's Ecce Homo more than by Pontius Pilatus. Okay, thank you for the amazing space. It's been really interesting. I'm here very, very much out of my comfort zone again in space speaking and in this whole NFT and I don't know stuff is very, very new. I've been a special needs educator and social worker, very busy raising 3 children the
Amen.
last two
Awesome.
decades. And since AI came around and been accessible for people like me, I've been discovering content creation and I love making art, and I love to hear those opportunities, but I have a really stubborn German, slow learning brain. And some of my questions got answered. You have everything explained on the platform and I can work it through, but I just wanted to say hello and thank you for the space and everything. Thank you, Kiri. Hi, Kiri. And just wanted to ask if you are prepared for the stupidest questions.
I guarantee they're not stupid questions, and we are ready. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just try to. I'm tinkering around this NFT and blockchain and stuff since I don't know 3 years. And I just can't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't know. It's not common here. I don't know anybody here around in my area using this stuff besides my children, but they have no time for me, and because they're busy building their own lives and stuff. And maybe I'll come around with the very, very stupid questions. And I just wanted to make clear that I am willing to learn because there's such great opportunities and I have so much ideas and stories still to tell. I want to, please don't leave me behind.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then, we have the ability to upload and distribute content for free. So, if you just want to upload a piece of your content and make it available on the platform and not charge anything for it, that doesn't get into the weeds of any dealing with any bank accounts, dealing with any cryptocurrencies, like nothing. You can literally just go upload a video and make it public, and it's there, and we'll even verify your account if you set it up and do it in the right way. It's a pretty low bar, like Cam mentioned earlier. It's just make sure your piece of content is public and your avatar looks good, your banners look good, and we'll upload that, and you can upload that and make it available for free. Like I said, including things on chain, we've walked people through that, directly on phone calls, and even sent them the, any kind of initial ETH that they wanted to play around with. They can mint on chain directly with us on the call just to see how easy it is. Because like once you do it one time, you're like, this is it? This is all I have to do? Like, this is so easy. But the kind of initial hurdle to get there seems daunting, but it's not really. One other thing that I mentioned previously that we're working on releasing and hopefully doing that, before the end of the year, although the engineers are going to kill me. But essentially what you'd be able to do is not even have to mint anything. You can just connect a wallet to your account and upload your video. So you don't have to mint anything on chain. You just, as long as you have a wallet connected to your account, then we know where to send money to you. And then we can include that content into the subscription. And so all you really need to do is get your account verified and connect a wallet. That requires no minting, no selling. It requires no ETH on your behalf. And then we send you automatically, as part of the subscription, we just send that out to your wallet. So that doesn't give you the nuance of royalty splits and things like that, or creating limited editions of the content. But it does give you the ability to start to upload and monetize premium content fairly quickly without having to give us your bank account information, without having to give us a tax ID, any of that. And then anything that is premium and it's going through the subscription, we can just send it straight to your account, straight to your wallet. So it's all meant to reduce friction for exactly these types of questions, right? Like you won't even have to know anything about what to do. It's that you have good content, you get an approved channel, and you can start monetizing it right away and don't have to go through minting content each time. And so it's just the best of both worlds, really. But hoping to have that out before the end of the year. Maybe slips into the early part of the year, but we're not sleeping right now. So,
and Eka, make sure don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. I know you say like it's going to be the dumbest questions. I'm telling you, I've been in Bitcoin since 2011. My first Bitcoin sends to my friends were $20 sends that are now worth $75,000 on Coinbase or whatever. And at the time, that's everybody's thing was like, what is this? It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. And the same conversations are happening today. And I guarantee you, show you a couple of things, get you over the hump, and just be patient, and you will be off to the races and open up an entirely new world of cryptocurrency and financial opportunities. It is not difficult. All it takes is like your determination to want to do it, and then somebody to sit down with you. And I'm more than happy to do that. I see you on DMs, right? Have your DM pulled up right now, and we'll be chatting in DMs, and happy to answer any questions there that you have. Also happy to set up a call with you and walk through anything that you need more clarification on. That way we can screen share or whatever.
Thank you very much. Gives me hope, and I'm super excited about this because I feel I'm more a feel person than a brain person. I feel there's so much opportunity in it, and thank you very much. Great.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here today. Thanks for being a Luma creator. We're excited to showcase your work, and anything that you have question wise on the platform, don't hesitate to message me. I just responded to your DM, and you know where to find me. Thanks for stopping in today. Let's go to X-Wave, and then we'll get to TAI, and then Matt, and then we will start to wrap it up here. Kiri, thanks so much for your time and hosting this space. If anybody's not hip to what's going on, we just rolled out the Rad TV Luma Labs AI creator partnership. You can go to Kiri's timeline or our timeline and click a link to radtv.com. When you're on radtv.com, you can see Luma creators have their own category page and are going to be featured across Rad TV in a pretty special way moving forward. And we're going to keep rolling out some things. I'm talking with our engineers right now in our Discord, talking about some things they're going to roll out even today. So if anybody sees anything you want to see, just let us know. Thanks everybody for coming to the space. Kiri, thank you so much for hosting. And X-Wave, go ahead. Thanks for your patience. Appreciate you very much.
Hey, I was wondering if you had plans to make an LG TV app.
Yes.
King Tony.
Boom. I think the trickiest bit is it's both it's Roku, Samsung, and LG. I actually have all of those TVs at my house. I have Android TV, Apple TV, Roku, Samsung, and an LG. Literally all of them. I've been collecting TVs for a long time. But that said, each one of them has different operating systems, and so if you want to build for Android TV, you can pretty easily just build for Android mobile as well as Android TV. Same thing with Apple TV. It's not a big leap from Apple TV to iOS to iPad to even Vision Pro, right? And then Unity is the other big platform that's gotten us to like the PlayStation 4, PSVR 1, PlayStation 5, PSVR 2, and Meta Quest have all been kind of Unity based. As soon as you get into Roku, they have a custom environment. Samsung has their own custom environment. LG has a custom environment. So it creates a large amount of overhead from an engineering perspective for us to support those devices because they run on kind of individualized operating systems. And it just means that we prioritized building out the creator studio and, robust kind of smart contract support and supporting a large number of devices on Android TV, Android mobile, Apple ecosystem, et cetera. That's kind of gotten us to a pretty good place. But I have an LG OLED, and it's so clean and beautiful. And I would love to have the Rad TV app directly on there. I have my Apple 4K TV hooked up to that device though, so I'm able to kind of do both. That's a long-winded answer to say yes.
Nice,
coming soon.
Also, yeah, looking excited to see what you guys do with the Blockade partnership. That's great.
Oh yeah, awesome. Excited about that. Definitely. Right now, it's just incorporating kind of some light personalization directly, but we'll be building in kind of a more programmatic approach there, so that not only consumers but even creators. If you have a vibe and you want to create your VR channel and build a background that is full skybox 360, even potentially with their they have like illumination coming as well. That'll allow you as a creator to build a VR environment for your channel, so that people are in there in your vibe as well. So yeah, there's some there's some fun stuff coming there.
Cool. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, X-Wave. Now we'll go over who was next. TAI. You've had your hand up patiently for a very long time. Everybody here, thank you so much for being patient. It's been a great space. Go ahead.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you loud and clear. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You?
Very well. Thanks for joining us today. How are you? What's up?
Yeah, it's a great chance to hear about this project. It's very interesting. I've been following NFTs for a while, but I never crossed your path before. And I think it's a great idea and it's a great project. And I'm happy to be part of it in the future with the Luma Creators program. And I have this big thanks to Kiri for organizing this. And I got a couple of questions for you.
Shoot.
One is really quick and easy. Do you plan for the free content? Do you plan monetization alternatives like AD or stuff like that?
We've tried to avoid advertising as much as we possibly can. There's other creative ways that we're kind of kicking around, like potentially making content on the video platform, like optional. Obviously, it would only be opt-in for creators, but basically for creators to say, I want to make my content available for training, and then take part of that monetization for training. It's easy to throw ads on things, but as soon as you start throwing ads on things, it's like now you got an ad network, and there's 1,000 middlemen between the ads and the creator. We have to then have an ad relationship where we're holding that money and then calculating it out, and it really just becomes kind of messy. Adding a tip mechanism is another thing that we've kind of put in there. So it's like, creators could potentially just make content available for free, but then also enable kind of tipping directly, which again, ideally would be run through smart contracts, right? So everything is auditable and, highly visible. And so, that's kind of how we're thinking about it. I think ideally we're just staying away from ads as long as we can. Ideally, creators are putting content into kind of the premium context, and people are paying them for their work so that they can continue to do good work. But like even today, Cam and I were talking about the Luma channel on YouTube. I mean, there's just like educational content that's available for free. Like we can put that on Rad and help educate people and make that content freely available without putting ads on it. And with the hopes that, of course, people are actually supporting creators and they're able to keep creating. So
yeah,
no ad plans for right now.
No ad plans, and you're hearing it from our CEO, so it's better to hear it from him than me. But I will reiterate that, like, if you guys don't want ads and you definitely want a different distribution method, please go to radtv.com and start supporting creators. There's tons of content there for sale. Go pick some up and support creators that you love directly. Make some content that you want to monetize available for sale, and share that with your community so that this model, we know this model can work. We just have to work it. And it's everybody on this this space right here, whether you are just creating content for fun or distributing content that you plan on it being your career, we want you to be successful in whatever that endeavor is. And for that to continue in the way it is, we're trying our best to put your content in front of as many people and to get you as many sales as possible, generate as much revenue for you as possible, because that makes us successful. So it really comes down to us working as a team to really change the industry. And a lot of times we say things like Rad TV is not a platform, it's a movement. And we are really trying to shape entertainment of the future. And we believe that AI empowered creators are the next generation of creator that's going to be a one man or a two man or woman band in a room, just like it was with music in the 90s and early 2000s. That's happening for video right now. Video has not had its revolution because it has been such a high barrier and so costly to enter. And now that we're in this new paradigm, there's so much more available. I mean, we have beautiful documentaries that people from this community have created on Rad TV already. And we know it's just day one. So, we're not looking to be the number one downloaded app today. We know that's not where we are today. Today, we're looking to help a creator make their first sale or help that creator make their next sale. And one day at a time is really all we can do right now. And our promise and hope of, we're not putting ads on your content. We're not putting ads on your channel. We're not injecting anything into your user experience, because it's not our user. It's it's your base that you're building. And we take that very seriously right now. And we want the model to work as bad as anyone. So, could we in the future change policies on what we're doing? Absolutely. But today our focus is not putting ads on your content and not being beholden to advertisers and what they say. So, if you're listening right now,
that's kind of a big one is, as soon as we go down that road, and you're monetizing content with ads, advertisers kind of dictate what you can say. And, that gets, dicey. Like we try to keep a clean environment, just generally, but it's also that, fine line of how you, monetize your content. And so we kind of like go into more of like, probably more of a Patreon mindset, or like supporting the creators, where like, if you're relying on advertising and it's like, $1 per 1,000, views or whatever, you need 1 million views to make $1,000, right? When you could sell limited edition on chain and get 100 buyers and make that. And so instead of, it just changes your orders of magnitude of the number of fans you need to have in order to make a living as a creator. And you're not bending to the will of like an advertiser, potentially, on what you can say. So we're trying to dance around that a little bit. And none of us like ads. We like getting money for creators, but we don't like ads.
Fair enough. Thanks for the answer. The second question is a little bit trickier, I suppose. What's your policy about what is called like fan art or fan fiction? I've been noticing recently that on YouTube, like music videos using intellectual properties from someone else get million views on monetized content. So my question to you is, how do you approach those kind of content?
We have DMCA. We abide by DMCA. So as a platform, if someone comes to us and submits a legal copyright claim, we have to consider it. But that goes into like an investigation period. And if people are found to abuse the DMCA process incorrectly, they can actually be on the hook legally if they're abusing that system. And so, we can be a little bit higher touch in that regard. And more, our mindset is to be more open, really, and that creators are going to create, especially in the AI space. It largely falls under kind of fair use and remixability, and models are trained on a huge variety of underlying pieces of content. And so teasing out which piece of content that was trained from and claiming copyright on that is incredibly difficult, and nobody's figured that out yet. And so our position on it is to stay as open as possible and as flexible as possible, but also abide by DMCA takedowns. And if somebody issues us a DMCA takedown on a piece of content, then we have to look into it, and they have to prove to us that they own the copyrights, which is exceedingly difficult to do, especially in the AI space. If it's a ripped off, somebody ripped off somebody's music and presented it as their own, and they're trying to sell that on the platform, then that's a clear violation. So it's a lot easier in that regard. But when you're talking about fair use and remixing, and now particularly with AI, it gets exponentially more difficult to determine what the underlying content is drawing from. So yeah, it's that's kind of the dance that we have to play.
All right. Thank you very much for taking your time to answer my questions.
Absolutely.
And I'll add in, as a creator myself, we definitely err on the side of ask for forgiveness. So, come and upload your content. And, I always say this to creators too, as a creator myself, don't let the fear of somebody else saying you're not allowed to do that thing stop you. Go do the thing. Be creative, put it on the internet. If somebody tells you to take it down, then you could take it down. But definitely don't go out of your way to, take anybody's work and monetize it, but definitely don't go out of your way to stop yourself from being creative. If you have something you want to see brought to life, bring it to life. You want to share it with people, post it on the internet. You are allowed to have fun on the internet with your friends. That's not against the law. So don't hold yourself back. Go create, have fun, share it with people. It's the sky's not going to fall. Terry, go ahead. Thanks for actually before Terry, let's go to Matt. Matt, I said we'd go to you next. Sorry, Terry. Matt, go ahead, and thanks for being patient.
Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. You mentioned how it's challenging to comply with financial regulations with exposure to the dollar and U.S. banking system. Speaking of another blockchain-based video platform, Odyssey, and Library Inc., which was sued and forced to shut down by the SEC last year, what lessons did your team learn from this landmark attack on the crypto industry?
That the SEC has experienced regulatory capture, and
that's pretty good.
No, I think there was a lot of action that was taken on platforms and people who experimented with NFTs and like Stoner Cats, for example, right? Like they genuinely tried to create something from a place of creativity and innovation and using new technology and real actors, real animators, real community building. And the SEC found that was like some form of security, which is completely false, right? They just complied because they didn't want to put up enough of a fight, right? And so we've been very careful in terms of like we don't have a rad token, for example. We aren't the issuer of these NFTs ourselves. The creators are. So we're just providing a platform for that mechanism and exposing the underlying infrastructure layers of Ethereum and other blockchains, right, to expose that capability. But the creators are taking that on in terms of issuing something. And so if somebody goes out and they issue what would be seen as a potential security, then that's really kind of the creator's issue ultimately. But what we're seeing is then how we frame the platform is that people are buying artwork and films from creators just like they would buy a movie from the movie store. That's not a security, and nobody's issuing anything on our platform that would be seen as a security. So, we as similar things with like our dance between accepting fiat currency and then converting that into cryptocurrency. We've had to be very careful about what that looks like in terms of how we achieve that. I mean, we worked with Consensus in New York in 2017 to put together a full blown platform, and they wanted us to run a token sale, and we didn't end up running a token sale at all. We just put the token out in the world, and so we've been very careful and have good legal counsel to ensure that we don't cross those lines. I think where people get into trouble is, issuing things that could be seen as securities, like you're going to get some kind of interest in a project, or there's some promise that project is going to increase in value. And if that increase in value was promoted by celebrities or was promoted on websites as such, then that can be seen as a potential security. So we've just tried to be very careful. We don't use that language. You don't see the Rad, Twitter handle talking about how everybody's, going to get rich by flipping all of these pieces of artwork. It's, we're creating a marketplace for people to use the technology in a meaningful way, and trying very hard to do that honestly and but while still embracing the technology. So I think where most people have gotten into trouble is issuing a security potentially for something that wasn't built yet, and then using the proceeds to build the thing, being a centralized organization and doing that, or promising that they're going to buyers are going to receive some additional value that if they just buy the thing, whether it's a token or an NFT, it's going to rise in value. Anyway, that's a lot of nuance to answer the question, but we're trying to be very careful, not only to protect ourselves, but to protect creators.
It feels like we're in a better place with the incoming administration in terms of clarity on regulation for the industry. Agreed.
100% agree. I mean, I don't want to get too political about it, because I'm more of a libertarian than anything. I feel like as long as you're not hurting anyone with what you're doing, you should be able to just do it. And it's unfortunate that like a lot of honest people were doing really awesome things with this technology. And I think that's also happening in the AI space as well. Litigation is coming, but a lot of people are truly trying to create, great technology. It's coming from a good place in their heart. They're not trying to, commit any kind of crimes or fraud or whatever. And it's unfortunate that like true hearts get hurt in the mix in some of these things. So yeah, we're trying to be thoughtful so that nobody gets in trouble, but also neutral so that people can be creative.
Great question, Matt. Is that all you had? Do you have anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you for a wonderful question. Terry, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Thanks. What about a sponsorship model in which the creator sort of puts out something like a proposal or a trailer and invites, whoever on Rad TV wants to, sponsor them, and it doesn't have to be, I don't know. Would you help with the, process of creating that? And in doing so, you probably could take, a percent of the sponsorship. And I don't know, something like that would be interesting.
Great idea.
Yep.
No, we talk about this all the time. Go ahead, Tony.
Well, yeah. So you can technically do that today, right? You could upload a sponsorship video to the platform, and people could sponsor it. And so you could even put multiple payout wallets in that and have that be a sponsorship. The one thing that we've discussed is how we can kind of improve that process and make it more streamlined, so that it's almost like instead of just going and creating a video and uploading that for like broad distribution, it would be like a type of video that would be like a campaign essentially. And again, you start to get into like tricky territory there, because is what you're selling a security, or is what you're selling a sponsorship? And I think that's where a lot of people got into hot water, was they were selling these tokens and kind of promising that, like, when the movie comes out, I'll pay back money in royalties to the NFT holders, for example. And that creates a security. So, in that scenario, sponsorship, you have to think about it in terms of ways like it's truly a sponsorship. And if I'm giving you something back, like I'm giving you a T-shirt, or or you can come have lunch with me kind of vibes, right? Not I'm going to give you royalties to the film in perpetuity. As soon as you tip over into that, then we're talking about securities potential, right? So that's the only thing that we're trying to be a little bit mindful of. And if somebody were to create that, then we just make sure that we're putting a disclaimer on it that, like, Rad is not going to give you anything in return for that. And if anything is promised to you in return for this, then, that's between you and the creator.
Mm-hmm. And there's also, we are very excited about how these tools will be used. And we see, Tony and I have brainstormed a ton of things that could potentially be done that nobody has done yet. But there's, Craigslist doesn't do sales. They don't facilitate sales. You can't go there and actually buy the item. At least last I was there, you couldn't. But somebody could come to Rad today, upload a video of the car they have for sale, make it available for sale. Somebody find that car and be like, hey, I live an hour away. I'm coming to buy that. I'll pay you with ETH, or I'll do whatever, We're excited to see how the tools get used, and they're there. They can be used. Somebody the other day uploaded a video and just said, like, they'd message me, can I upload a video and just call it my tip jar? It's like, absolutely. Yeah, of course you can upload. And the cool thing about our infrastructure and the tools is you can make a video, say you make it for 10 cents on base. Somebody can actually come in and buy that 25 times at once. They don't have to actually go through the whole process of like throwing dimes at you individually and do that, over and over and over again. They can just put in, I want to give them 100 dimes, and do it one time. Boom. Now you got your $10. And the only thing it did was unlock that video, but they got to send you a tip directly. And it was as easy as monetizing a piece of content was, and you could call that whatever you wanted. So it's possible to happen today, Terry. If you have some specific questions or an idea, vision that for what it looks like for you, happy to talk through that with you. And of course, we're always, if somebody said like, hey, I'm uploading this, I want to do Patreon style where somebody pays me, $5 or whatever, we're happy to help promote that, of course. If somebody here had an initiative that was, community based and giving money back to a community, that's something that could be hosted on Rad, just a video that's available that to watch the video or whatever, it costs $5. And that money is being paid to that source at the time that it happens. It's not like you have to have a trusted party. You could just know that the wallet included is, the Red Cross or whoever, I'm just throwing it out there. Any name that you were donating to. It could be local. You could go somewhere and give them a seed phrase and say like, hey, I'm going to run this on your behalf, and I'm going to come back and show you that the money's in there. Here's your seed phrase. You can hold on to it and, go run with that wallet however you saw fit. So we're excited to see how the tools get used. And questions like this means that we are delivering a tool set that actually is causing creativity and helping with creativity and advancing the idea that somebody can do X amount of things or do Y with the tool set. Of course, we're not going to think of all the uses today. So very excited to see how the community begins to use these tools. And yeah, Terry, to answer your question shortly, of course we can, and happy to help you set anything like that up. And if you have something in mind that's not exactly the way we're talking about it right now, would love to hear your idea so that we can explore it.
We ultimately want to be able to do that. And it's one of the most powerful mechanisms, like before you are actually creating content, or, you built up a fan base and they know you're going to create something awesome, to be able to ask them, to do a pre-sale almost kind of a thing, and be able to support the production of that content. That's one of the most interesting things that came out of the Web3 space, was how people could use an NFT drop to create the IP, create the community, and to create some kind of ownership in that IP, and then have that IP potentially appear in the show itself. And then, at the end of the day, you own a collectible that you could still potentially resell. And so there's still, we want to be able to explore that and enable that in some way for what happened in the NFT space was the initial drop would then led to the creation of new things. And, whether it was a cartoon or a show or whatever, how do you perpetuate that and allow it to continue without, crossing a line somewhere? So yeah, you could, like we said, you could do it. We can do it today. And I think, if you're really interested in doing that and you want to set something up, like, let's do it. We will figure that out.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nancy, thank you for being patient. Go ahead. Actually, Nancy, before we get to you, if you don't mind us getting the mic, he actually dropped. He had his hand up and then he left. So if you don't mind, Nancy, Mike, thanks so much for your patience, King. It's been great to connect with you in DMs. How are you? Thanks for joining.
I'm fantastic. Can you all hear me out there?
Yep, loud and clear. Sound great.
Excellent, because I couldn't hear quite a few of the speakers. So I was dropping in and out. So when I drop out and come back in, I could hear them. It's because I wanted to hear as many people as possible. I have something to add, or at least bring up, that could be a big part of your site that you might not have considered yet. I, for years, have been the first person to jump on anything when it happens. I was the first person the first day on YouTube. I was the 54th sign up. When QVC and Home Shopping Network started, I had to get on them immediately. When QVC was in a trailer, literally a big contractor trailer, and that was it. I was there selling the first items there. One of the things I was going to ask is, do you have any way, are you planning some sort of a live streaming system on your platform, either like Twitch TV or like a main channel that you could feature other people on?
Great question. And thanks for coming in today, Mike. Actually, we support live streaming today. Any creator can live stream through Rad today, and we can actually put that content inside of every device, including our PlayStations. We actually had it on for some time available for anyone, but we decided to close that off and be a little bit more curated in sense of who we let stream and why we're going live. And that kind of happened during COVID times. Tony and the team, right before I joined here, they really built an incredible experience that is a culmination of quite a few things that people are asking us for regularly. It's just not built for the in the way that it can be used today. It would have to be, I think Tony used the word like reproductized. It'd have to be retooled a little bit. But they were building live streaming functionality with avatars. They had some of the biggest names in the world, some of the biggest festivals during COVID, and they were allowing any user to come in, make an avatar, and then those avatars could walk around the concert space together with both live and pre-recorded artist acts on in the ballroom or the club room, whatever you want to call it. And that was the last time we really were heavy into live streaming, but it is something we've had quite a few requests over. And I know Tony's talked to us with some individual creators about this in the past. It's something we love to support, just not there today. So maybe that's on the end of 2025 agenda. Tony, anything you want to add? You're welcome to stay silent if you want.
No, of course. I actually cut my teeth in live streaming in the media business. And so writing video transcoders was like my first real, engineering job in New York. And so I'm, very passionate about it. It was back in the good old days of like postage stamp size video on the internet, pre-YouTube. We were custom building, pre-cloud, anything. Like we had to custom build transcode servers and rack them into 111 8th Avenue, where the Google building is now in New York. And, it's just like a lot that goes into live streaming. It's easier to do it now, certainly. But, with live 24/7 and lots of channels, it gets incredibly expensive, and you have to have all different kinds of like lockdown mechanisms in place so that it doesn't get too expensive. You have to have the creation of on-demand files so that people can get access to the things that they just streamed. And so we've typically done these on a more one-off basis, where if like a big live concert comes to us and says we want to stream this live on Rad, we can say yes, open up an endpoint, they publish into us with Open Broadcaster or whatever, and then it shows up everywhere. So we can still technically do that. The tricky thing about opening the floodgates to free streaming like that is unless you have some way to truly monetize it already in place, then people will, basically just bleed you dry into
Twitch.
terms of
even Amazon. Yeah, Twitch hasn't made any money.
Yeah, no, Twitch
yet.
is like really struggling because it's like just such an expensive endeavor to have 24/7 live streaming all around. And they have some monetization mechanisms built in, and advertising and subscriptions and sponsorships and things like that. But like even then, they're still struggling. So we've tried to be a little bit careful about what that looks like, and we can do one-offs in the current state. Maybe if we start to get to a place where we enable monetized live streams, like pay-per-views, basically, that gets us to a place where we can say, we can.
Well,
that's
one thing I was going to bring up. Two of them actually. Mm-hmm. One is a pay-per-view situation, which there certainly could be events for that. The other one is I am a very experienced seller on QVC and Home Shopping Network, and I started with them at the very beginning. Those companies make hundreds of billions of dollars, over the course of a few years. And I have an idea for a model, and you're already on all these great systems right now. You have the distribution. If you introduced one live streaming channel that literally was called the Temu channel, you know what Temu is? If you're on Twitter, right? Now, when I was doing all the work for QVC, I had to create products, design them, and I would have a manufacturer make them, and they would be sitting in QVC or Home Shopping Network's own warehouses and ship them. That was a big part of the expense of doing it, was warehousing, the employees to ship and pack, and that sort of thing. Everything Temu is drop shipped from China. And there are people in position right now that you can actually subcontract all of the ordering to. Temu already has that, in their hands. But I mean, if you wanted to set up a model where you could go to somebody like Fosdick, it's a large company that takes orders like that online or by phone. If you had a live streaming channel and you just partnered with Temu and someone like me that was extremely experienced selling live and just ran that 24 hours a day, it could be a model that would support everything else you're doing.
Mike, this sounds like you should run the channel.
Let's have a combo after this.
Yeah, we should just have this conversation. Absolutely.
And I know people in China because I spent a third of my life in China. At all the manufacturers, I know where the money is. I know where the investors are. I know who owns all the major factories. And they can drop ship from China without any problems. And I have been looking for the right place that I felt something like a Home Shopping Network type channel online would work. And you have the distribution. When I sold products to Walmart, as a matter of fact, anyone out there, if you want to sell a product and get into Walmart or Target or any of those major retailers, you walk up to the shelves and you pick up a product and you look at the company that made that or distributed it to them. If it says Chicago Novelty Company, you know what? They're selling Walmart. Why don't you call Chicago Novelty Company with your great new idea and sell it to them, and they will offer it to Walmart for you? Is that you have the technology and you have the distribution. If you partnered with Temu, that is basically based in the United States in Boston, where are you guys located?
Team New York, kind of LA, Dallas, Ohio. We're scattered.
I'm sure they would take a trip to New York, to Boston, and Temu does have an office in New York City. I believe that a partnership with Temu with an online streaming service that would bring them into the realm of what home shopping networks are. And the other thing that I want to add to this is, are you aware of what a sub channel is? It's a commercial broadcast channel. Do you remember years ago when we were kids, there'd be like 3 channels you could get on your TV before cable, and you turn that dial to watch them. Then they went digital, and they split those channels into like 6 or 7 channels each for each old analog channel. You get an antenna at Walmart, and the average person now in the United States can get like 60 channels for free on their TV with a little antenna outside their house because of the sub-channel phenomenon. If you were to make a deal with Temu, because I know this would be the perfect time and you'd be the perfect guys to do it. I know how to sell on television, what it takes. I know how to source products in China, but Temu is already the expert on that. Is that you can not only stream it yourselves through PlayStation and the other avenues you have, but you could actually license different sub-channels in big markets where you can actually broadcast that particular signal for free. When I see a company like yours, or what I've done in the past is where can you make a lot of money fast to support everything else? It's like these kids that want to do AI videos right now, and they need enough money, make money with something just so they can survive until they become the next Spielberg. Is you have the distribution, and when you have something like that where people are calling in and throwing money at you or placing orders immediately online, it's good cash flow. If you take a commission of that, it could be enormous, and it's just the right time. There's other people besides Temu. It's just that they're all over Twitter because they don't care about the content. They just care about the sales. You know, got to respect them for that.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying I think, and there are a lot of other clothing companies on Twitter that do the same thing, that all drop ship. That's the opportunity right now I'm seeing more than anything else. I mean, I love the NFT thing. I love the video thing. Everything's great. But also when you have live streaming selling on television, it brings a lot of viewership. QVC and Home Shopping Network get more viewers than History Channel or Animal Planet or any of those because people just sit and watch the items because there's a cult of personality for people that create products and sell them, where people like the people doing it. I could sell anything I sold on television. I could sell 10 of them to one person that needed one because I was excellent at it. And if you started a system like that, you will quickly find who the influencers are amongst your Rad TV people that will appeal to people and be charming. And I was and Tony, you just mentioned that you were into early live streaming. I was one of the earliest live streamers on the internet. I was on Ustream, Livestream. I was on Blog TV. I was the top channels on a lot of those when they were active. When YouTube started, YouTube Live, I was one of the first 5 people. They sent somebody to my studio to put software in my computer because it wasn't part of their system yet. Because I was so experienced live streaming on QVC and Home Shopping Network, and I didn't flub up. They knew that I had a great track record of not swearing or not getting angry or not doing the wrong thing live on air. And they had a 7-second delay, but all kinds of disasters could happen on those systems. So I think that you're in the right position right now to jump into a market where there's an awful lot of money to be made right now. And I don't know if you went out to the stores on Good Friday, but they were empty around me. There's no Good Friday, Black Friday sales that they have for Christmas anymore. There was no crowds. There was nobody else there. They're not having those big deals because everyone shops online now. Well, people like to shop online and they like to be sold something. They like the story about the product. Like in AI, I'm doing AI videos right now because I know that stories sell. You sell yourself, you sell the story. That's what makes a video good. That's why I have 750 million views on YouTube. And I think that you are so perfect for it. Everything about Rad TV is perfect for one channel like that live streams. It will be a gated channel. Other people aren't going to be able to come into it. You can invite different people that have a different project that they're working on that could actually be sold. Like we're releasing this new movie. And if you'd like access to it right now, you could buy access to this movie for $3. Just $3. You could be watching this movie with your family for the next 2 weeks and loving it, enjoying it. And you know what? If you order right now, we'll give you a choice of one other movie that's available right now, absolutely free, but you have to order today. You have to order this moment.
I feel like I'm watching QVC right now.
Yes,
we are. This is a good sales pitch. I mean, this is as good of a sales pitch as it gets. This is it.
Let me just say that between online and infomercials, me personally, was one of the highest grossing sellers in history of online and infomercials. And I have sold personally by my face and my voice and my irritable person that people either loved or hated. I sold billions of dollars worth of products. And I created and sold the highest selling products in history online. One of them was a rainbow painting toy. And you'll see a video of it on my Instagram or on my YouTube, the toy channel. And I know where to get products made. I know how to source products. But right now, it's not so important because everything is drop shipped from China. You don't have to maintain inventory. All you have to do is make a deal with Temu, who's going to jump all over this, like you're a gold mine, which you are, because you don't know what you've got sitting there distribution wise. I mean, if people figure they can just watch some great show on PlayStation 5 and it's just one streaming channel that's always live, you can use that channel to promote people. You can promote your own site to bring people to the site. People will just tune in and leave you on and listen to the presenter. They love to listen to presenters.
We love it. Hey, well, we support fast channels, so you can create a fast channel, your own fast channel right now. You could bring this to life on Rad.
Yep.
We are not currently in the content production business. We don't produce content. We don't hire content teams.
Yep.
We do sponsor some creators, but it does sound like a wonderful idea, and I think this would be perfect for a fast channel. A fast channel you could get on all aggregators, and it does sound like a wonderful idea and something that would be very lucrative. But I go ahead.
No, I was going to say it would be the best thing for all of your other content people there, because if you were to just picture this, have you seen those sub channels on TV now that are in the place of what used to be Channel 3 or Channel 8? Are you aware they exist, or have you seen them?
I don't watch much
I know what you're
cable
talking
TV
about.
anymore.
It's talking about like 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 27.1, all this stuff.
It's broadcast television. It's the biggest thing now. People love this stuff. And right now it's running a lot of old reruns and shows. If you were to, and it's cheap to put your content on there. Oh my God. If you were to put your content on sub-channels all over the country, hey, this is Rad TV. Today we're going to be bringing you the newest, fashions from Temu. And then we're going to bring you the greatest lawn and garden products from Temu. But you know what? We're going to have a little special program telling you all about Rad TV and all of our NFT creators and all of our content creators. It's the greatest thing. And there are deals that we're offering for that right now too. So tune in. Don't turn off your channel. We'll be back. This would be the greatest way to promote everybody there to a constant stream of new people finding out who Rad TV is. Do you see how it all works together? And
yep, I sure do. Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to make a presentation of this to so many different people, but no one, it didn't seem to work for anyone because I got involved in LimeWire. I have a lot of NFTs on LimeWire.
Hey, Mike, can some of us jump in? We've been waiting for questions for a while.
Sure.
I think PJ was ahead of
Nancy B next, but Mike, we love this idea, King.
Sure.
This sounds like a wonderful idea, and happy to chat with you about how we can make this happen. Like I said, if you're familiar with fast channels and things like that, it's something I would definitely take a look at. And like I said, we don't facilitate streams, nor do we produce content. So if it's something that you would like to distribute to people, we can ingest that fast channel. You could set that stream up and we can get this live to every device, billions of devices in very short order. We can have this up and running. So, you and I are in DMs already. Happy to set up a call with you to chat and we can get this idea rolling a little more.
Yeah. And this is just the beginning. Tune in next week. We'll have all new stuff. Can you imagine getting paid to do that all day?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds incredible. I mean, Billy Mays on steroids on the internet.
No, Billy Mays. I knew Billy Mays. Billy Mays and I appeared on infomercials together. We were on QVC and Home Shopping Network together.
Awesome,
and his son is on your system.
Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. I've met Bill. I've known him since 2004. Shout out Infinite Third. Anybody on X, go follow Infinite Third, Billy Mays the Third. He's an incredible person.
Yeah, and I will talk to you. I'll let other people talk here, but I think that I'm making a lot of people's gears think right now of what this could do and how it could draw a lot of traffic to everyone on Rad TV.
You absolutely are. We appreciate it, Mike. Thank you very much for tuning in and for asking your questions. We appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing some of your content on Rad TV. I know you got tons of YouTube videos. To anybody else listening that has a large collection of YouTube videos elsewhere, we actually have built a YouTube ingestion tool. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about it. Maybe Tony wants to say some, but we are actually close to rolling this out to where you can just import your channel and come over to Rad, and those videos will
a lot of
seamlessly come
content
over.
from me.
We'd love it. We'd love to get it.
Classic.
Nancy, you've been so patient. Nancy, go ahead with your question. Thank you. And Colonel, thanks for your energy too, King. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Cameron. I'm head of community at Rad TV. I've had the pleasure of speaking with you before on some AI Art Today spaces. Welcome, Nancy. How are you?
Yes, I know your name and I know your company. I'm sitting here playing with the Luma Labs, which is my first. Well, I did a couple of, but I don't think I understood it as well. And I'm so excited. I really want to submit, but I literally have 8 seconds now. And Terry said she'd help me. So Terry, I'm going to put you down for it because my work is about like this would be a spiritual enlightenment channel or really exploring expanded states of consciousness through art. And it's really fun and beautiful and kind of, if you want to just space out. So I guess my question is, for Luma Labs, how much time do I need to for my first film or submitting something to apply?
Sure. So I can go ahead and get you fully onboarded into all the programs and things you need for that. I'd say that could take maybe max 24 hours. But then the verification process, I'm not sure how long that takes from Rad's side, if Rad would like to chime in. But once you have that channel up and are verified, I'll be blasting out an email to everybody, letting you all know, hey, here's where you can submit a Google form with a link to your channel. And we're going to be passing that to Rad. So I think the engineers on their side are working on a couple things, and we all realize it's going to take a few days for us to get the word out, have you all get set up and onboarded. I would say maybe about what do you think, Cam, 5 to 7 days, give them about a week, and maybe then we can go from there.
Yeah, I think that's plenty of time. And, our verification turnaround really just depends on how busy our content team is on the day and then making those announcements. A lot of times a account is verified far before we announce it. It just have to work its way through the chain. But we have, a pretty simple process. And once you have a channel up with a live video, you can submit that. Just tag us in a post and post your link to X, and we submit it to our content team for verification. And then once we make the announcement, your content's good to be discovered across the platform and will be in all the Luma Labs channels as well.
This is so exciting because I always wanted my paintings to move, and I'm a lifelong classically trained artist, and I'm so excited about what I'm seeing from the work I created. That is AI art, but it's also the AI art is informing my IRL art back and forth. Like, well, I want to do a painting of this and then make a different transition. And then I can use that in the film that's in my actual painting. So this is also exciting. I mean, I've been in Web3 since 21, doing a little bit of drawing, but recovering from lots of spinal surgeries, mostly doing AI art. And I'm just riding this train with everybody in AI art today as well. And I see a lot of them here. Send you guys lots of love. And okay, Terry, I've drank the Kool-Aid, so let's talk.
Nancy, you're incredible. Your energy every morning is amazing. I look forward to hearing you every morning.
Thank you so much.
And
going through a lot
Terry,
makes
thanks
you
for making
glad
everybody
to be alive, I guess,
Amen. Amen. We'll be sending you energy too. I hope you have a quick recovery.
Oh, I'm recovered now. I'm like on fire. I'm just like so excited.
Awesome. Good. Awesome. Terry, you have really lit a fire under a lot of people. You're incredible. Thank you. Thank you for your energy and sharing it with us. PJ, thanks for being patient. And then we'll get to you, Colonel.
Yeah, hey everybody. I'm glad to connect with everybody today. I just wanted to give a quick shout out. Everybody that's on here, just so much talent. I was very fortunate. The last 3 days I spent time with a couple Disney Imagineers and had some great discovery conversations about AI, the future of it. What does it mean to film? What do they see inside the Disney area? And knowing that the studios that are out there are still discovering themselves, trying to figure out where does this fit, how does it fit, the opportunity is going to be amazing. And Disney Imagineers and others have put so much time and effort and their soul into what they've created, but yet they don't have that ownership. And I think this changes it. What this does is give an opportunity for them to still express and explore with different industries, different films, different formats. Very exciting. But thank you all for you guys are doing Rad. And Luma, thank you for what you're doing. Kiri, you're fantastic. And there's so many great people in here. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Terry too. Terry was one of the greatest speakers at the film festival. She was amazing. And yeah, much love to her. And everybody else that's in here, you all know who you are. I love following everything everybody else is building and doing. So hopefully we'll be able to join you on a lot of this journey in different ways as well and bring you where I'm going too. So, all right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, PJ, thanks for coming up. Thanks for your presence today, and we appreciate all you're doing for the space. First big festival for AI Film 3, and you crushed it, and we're really looking forward to seeing what you do next. If you guys aren't already, you can find PJ's channel on Rad TV. Just search for the AI Film 3, and you can find his channel there and connect with him. And PJ, we're really looking forward to seeing what you do next. I know you got some other events you're planning, and had a great turnout this year. And I heard Terry crushed it on multiple panels, which is awesome to hear. Colonel, go ahead. Thanks for your patience, King.
Yeah, of course. Thanks. Thanks for having me on here. It's cool that we're kind of seeing like all this stuff arise like in real time, with just this being like a whole new industry and stuff. So yeah, a lot of like good friends are on here. I really like that it seems like there's like a community around this platform too, which is like another thing that is super important. I was just wondering, like, more of like a specific, like, more like technical question on this is like, so some of my videos I've been experimenting with like different aspect ratios, and I just actually updated or upload 3 of my latest videos on your site. Which, by the way, the UX there is great. So whoever's working on the UX, I'm a developer and professionally, so like I recognize real on that. So
Thank
you guys did.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Tony's
quite well.
done a lot of good job. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, like, how are you going to serve like different aspect ratio videos, like on different devices? I know, like, typically I like to do 16:9, but more recently I've switched to 9:16, so it's like better consumable on on X and stuff. So
yeah. No, so there's an update that it's about to go out. Essentially what we're doing right now is just kind of testing these new profiles across all the devices. So there's a specific set for landscape, a specific set for portrait, and a specific set for VR. And then Square will just fit in the landscape. But it's ultimately, we'll be able to accommodate for everything that you could possibly throw at it, with the exception of volumetric video. But in this new setup, you'll be able to throw kind of any aspect ratio at it. The only bounds that you run into is codec boundaries. So if you try to do something that's like 16K, but you're trying to wedge it into H.264, it won't work. So we have boundaries that we have to transcode down to, but we can accept things in input as landscape or portrait, or like equirectangular, 360, 180, 2D, 3D, etc. The only real limitations on the input come into things like, there's like weird matrix of support, like AV1's not supported, super huge, like, above 8K, we'll start to throw things off, right? So, but a lot of creators aren't doing that, so we don't really have to worry about it too much. But that said, there will be, in the next handful of days, really, a lot more robust support there, and it'll initially be hinted up front. So, you're, as the creator, you're basically saying, I'm giving you a portrait mode video. We have the ability to probe that in the back end and make decisions, but we're essentially hoping that we'll get additional hinting from the creators on ingestion as well. So that's coming in the next couple of days.
So does that mean like on, places where you're serving it, like with TVs and stuff, that you'll kind of downplay portrait videos in those instances, and try to like push forward the landscape ones? And then also like, where do you guys see your most traffic right now? Is it in places where it would be landscape would be more, that's more that you guys want, or like, that's kind of what I'm wondering.
So the updates to mobile and following feed that we were talking about earlier, you may not have been on, but that will include broader support for portrait mode. And we know that helps creators because they can create a portrait mode for one place and it can go into many places because it's becoming more of a standard. But, the rework on the interface in terms of display for that content is similar to the challenges that, you've seen on other platforms. It's like, how do you commingle those things? Unless you're just TikTok, and who has kind of been a dominant driving force into portrait mode, right? So if you're supporting both in the same environment, you have to think about what the display of that looks like. So it'll be a mix of, we're just getting into proper support for portrait mode. So it'll be a mix of landscape mode and portrait mode. And, the ideal situation is that we'll kind of be able to prioritize portrait mode more on mobile because it's a better viewing experience there than it is on televisions. But of course, my kids watch Bluey on portrait mode on a 4K TV on the wall. And I'm like, what are you doing? But like, they don't care.
My kids both love Bluey too. So I'm right there with you. My son, my daughter, not so much yet because she's only 7 months, but my son's too. He loves Bluey.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I see you got the dad at 2 in the bio. I love when the dad's in the bio. That's a king right there. I love it. Yes. Congrats. And you asked if we're going to be prioritizing content. I mean, at this moment, we are definitely not prioritizing any one type of content over other unless it's platform specific. So obviously, our VR2 experience is heavy VR2. I mean, VR content, right? So like it's heavily discoverable when you're in the VR headset because that's what people are primarily looking for. But all of our traditional content is in there as well. And Tony made a pretty big. Like I said earlier, I don't know if Tony heard me, but I was like saying he's been doing this since he was a very young man and like nerds out about encodings. But he was like, he's like losing his mind over, we can't be putting these bars on the side of portrait mode content. It makes me lose my mind. Like it has to look good. And he's been working at this for several weeks now, getting these encodings just right. And we're all pretty excited about the way they look. We're also really excited about being able for users to be able to flow through their following feed and it work as expected. So if you're going from a landscape video and the next video is a portrait mode video, that's just going to be a seamless experience unlike anywhere else. So, when you're scrolling through, like even on Instagram today, you turn a landscape video sideways, it just stays where it is. It's not like expanding to the platform and like really showcasing the video. So it's not giving that content its proper, its proper placement, its proper, I guess, like viewing mechanism there. So that's something we're trying to improve upon. And again, questions like this, we love this. Keep it coming. And if you see something that you want to exist, let us know. I mean, like you're having a conversation with our CEO right now. You can just tell him like, hey, this has to happen. And if he agrees, it comes quick. So, Tony's favorite thing to say is we're a ball of clay. So keep it coming.
On that note, one last thing. If you do Google login for the mobile app, which I'm sure that's already on your list of things to do, but
we actually had it. We had it live for a while, and something with it broke. I forget what it was.
I'll tell the team.
Yeah. But yeah, we actually have it, and it is on web. So if you want to do it on web, of course you can.
Yeah, that's the issue right now. Is I signed up on web with Google login, and
right, and you can't get in.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll fix that.
Needs to be fixed. Yep. Thank you for that. That's actually a good point.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Colonel. Thanks for your energy today. I appreciate you coming up. You guys, what an incredible space. We've been here 2 hours and 45 minutes. The energy here has been amazing. Kiri, thank you so much. This community, it does not disappoint. Every morning, the first thing I do when I wake up, like most of you, is grab my phone and check out my initial things on the day. My first step for the last several weeks has been to open up X and go straight to AI Art Today, open up their space, and it's like my morning radio. Anybody who follows Rad or at least in our Discord knows that I went on an absolute X blocking and muting spree late October I guess early October, right, Tony? When the politics were heating up, I muted everything, and the only thing I see on X these days is AI related and media and video related. And to wake up every morning and join a space like AI Art Today, I was not joking or being facetious earlier or just like, tooting your horn. I really do believe it is an incredible morning space. The energy you all have, the mix of characters you guys have, Mad Butter, Benny, Nancy, Terry, Bijou, you guys are really incredible. And all of you such a light in the space. Kiri, I can't say enough about you and Luma Labs reaching out to us and really just focusing on your creators and looking for what's best for the Luma Labs creator program is incredible to see, and we are very excited to do all we can to push the Luma creators in front of as many users as possible and make sure that their art is seen and make sure that you all feel like you have a home, whether you're looking to sell content, organize your content, or just connect with your community in a better way that's not diminishing your video content and really building for you. We're proud and excited and happy to be that home. So like I said at the beginning and multiple times throughout, my name is Cameron. I'm head of community at Rad TV. Our DMs are open everywhere. If you want to talk publicly, we're happy to do so. If you want to come into Discord, if you're more comfortable there, my DMs are open there as well. Follow our CEO on here, Tony, who's a speaker right now. Feel free to tag him on anything, bug him, send him messages so he has to send them to me. He's going to deal with this, Cam.
I'm pretty responsive though. Like I literally fall asleep looking at Discord and Twitter.
I know you
wake up looking at Discord and Twitter.
I think people take it for granted that our CEO is literally available all the time, and it's incredible to work at a company that the CEO is that passionate and that available. And again, before we hand it off to Kiri, I just want to say you have been absolutely incredible. Your energy and your care for the community and your creators at Luma goes above and beyond. And the emails and the phone calls we had with her caring about her community so much is really inspiring to me, having a community at Rad, and very, very grateful to be able to connect everybody here. So with everything we said, I want to say thank you to everyone who showed up again today and asked good questions. We know you're going to have 100 other questions. Our DMs are open. Feel free to post them. We'll be working through them. I know we have a ton of people that have requested verifications. We'll be working through those as well. Please give us a little bit of time. It's our content team. We have to submit them, and then they'll get back to us once it's done. Incredible energy here today. Thank you to Luma Labs. Make sure you're all tuning into everything that they are doing, and we're excited to keep building for the Luma creators. We'll be making some updates. We'll make some announcements as we go, and of course, Kiri and I are happy to answer any questions that you all have. And thank you all for listening. Thank you for your time today. Tony, anything you'd like to say before we hand it back off to Kiri?
No, just so appreciative and excited that we get to do what we're passionate about every day and, get to build together with everybody. And, we're listening and building. You see, like, as you're giving us these, features or whatever, we're listening and just so thankful to be in the space and, surrounded by so many smart people and like-minded and, just like the best possible thing that we could be doing right now. It's like incredible. Mm-hmm. So,
what a time to be alive.
What a time. And so thankful for Luma. Like I said, they're moving fast, pushing boundaries. We are learning from them and learning from you all. So, let's keep building together. That's it. Let's go.
Awesome. Yep, that's so I'll hand it back off to Kiri. Make sure you all check out radtv.com. We're going to be adding lots of things to identify the Luma creators and some other cool functionality into our platform. You can search for Rad TV wherever you get your apps, and make sure you all are staying tuned to everything Luma Labs at lumalabs.ai. And with that being said, Kiri, thank you so much for the space and the opportunity today. Thank you for reaching out, and thanks from the Rad TV team, everyone.
Hey, Cameron. Hey, Tony. Thank you, everyone, for hanging with us for 2.5+ hours. You all have been such an
epic.
Yeah, very epic. I think that one of the things that stands out about Rad is they care just as much about creators as we do. They have the same passion and desire to move fast, do great things for you guys, build together, listen to feedback. We really tremendously value you all, and I can't say enough gratitude for Rad wanting to move fast with us on this to support you all. We're all here. All of our DMs are open at any time. I will be following up with an email with more comprehensive instructions and a Google form and next steps for everybody that I'll be interfacing with the Rad team on. So if you didn't have certain questions answered now, don't worry. There's an email coming. I'll be in touch with the Rad team. We'll have some continuous updates. We're thinking like the next week or so to give everyone time. Their team will have a great verification process streamlined. We'll make sure you're all onboarded properly and that I have the right information going from us to them. So I'll be taking that workload on. Feel free to DM me with your channel links. Again, I'll send email updates too and ping in our Discord. Feel free to join Rad's Discord too. I just really wanted to express such appreciation for all that Cam and Tony are doing for this space and for you creators. We're so excited about all of the new ways to get your content out there and discovered and hopefully monetized, and also to just really elevate the great work you're all doing to push these boundaries in every different space. So we cherish these times. We're so thankful for each of you. It's an incredible community with the most amazing energy and wonderful people. I, in a former life, somewhat worked in a capacity with Rad that I don't think Rad realized, and I know that we handed them quite a few technological messes that they were able to sort very quickly. So the fact that Rad has such an incredible technology stack that enables things like fast channels and easy discovery is also something that's super cool, because then we don't have to have you guys taking on that burden. So I just want to say that not only are they in the trenches with the community and listening, which is incredible, they're also working very hard to keep that stream, solid. And I think that's a true testament to a lot of back-end integrations and hard work that I truly appreciate. So thank you all. If you have any questions, DMs are always open. And just know, if you have applied to the creator program and have not heard back from me yet, I am still processing those applications. So I'll be getting to those by the end of the week and into next week. And we really look forward to all of the great things you're all building. And thanks again so much, Cameron and Tony, and all of you who came in and asked amazing questions and inspire me every day with your wonderful creations.
Thank you, Kiri. It's been a great space.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. And like Kiri said, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll see y'all out there on X, and maybe we'll have another space here in a couple of weeks to talk more about the things that we're rolling out and the offering, and take some feedback from the community, see how we can improve. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you all being here today. Have a great evening.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Take care.
Everybody.